straight people, who do you think you are? You have to make it so obvious that I make you uncomfortable. Why do I make you uncomfortable? Do you know that makes me uncomfortable? Now we both uncomfortable. Dear straight people, you're the reason we stay in the closet. You're the reason we even have a closet. I don't like closets, but you made the living room an unshared space, and I'm feeling like a guest in my own house. Dear straight people, sexuality and gender, two different things, combined in many different ways. If you mismatch your socks, you understand. Dear hip-hop, why are you fascinated with discovering gay rappers? Gay people rap, just like gay people ride bikes and eat tofu. Dear straight people, I don't think God is a sexual orientation, but if she were straight, she'd be a dope ally. Why else would she invent rainbows? Dear straight women, I mean, straight women. Leave me the fuck alone. Dear straight men, if I'm flirting with you, it's because I think it's funny. Just laugh. Dear straight people, I'm tired of proving that my love is authentic, so I'm calling for reparations on your ass. When did you realize we're straight? Who taught you? Did it happen because your parents are divorced? Did it happen because your parents are not divorced? Did it happen because you sniffed too much glue in 5th grade? Dear straight people, why do I have to prove my love is authentic? Why do I have to prove my love is authentic? Why do I have to prove my love is authentic? Why do you have to stare at me when I'm holding my girlfriend's hand like I'm about to rob you? Dear straight people, you make me want to fucking rob you. Dear straight allies, thank you. More, please. Dear straight bullies, you're right. We don't have the same values. You kill everything that's different, I preserve it. Tell me, what happened to Jose Mercado, Zakiya Gunn, Lawrence King? What happened to the souls alienated in between too many high school walls, who planned the angles of their deaths in math class, who imagined their funerals as ticker tape parades, who thought the afterlife was more like an after party? Did you notice that hate is alive and well in too many lunchrooms, taught in the silence of too many teachers, passed down like secondhand clothing from too many parents? Dear queer young girl, I see you. You don't want them to see you, so you change the pronouns in your love poems to him instead of her. I used to do that. Dear straight people, you make young poets make bad edits. Dear straight people, kissing my girlfriend in public without looking to see who's around is a luxury I do not fully have yet. But tonight, I am drunk in my freedom. Wrap her hand on the busiest street corner in Philadelphia. Zip my fingers into hers and press our lips firmly until we melt their stares into a standing ovation. Imagine that we are in a sea of smiling faces, even when we're not. And when we're not, we start shoveling, digging deep into each other's eyes. We say, hey baby, can't nothing stop this tonight. Because tonight, this world is broken, and we're the only thing that's gonna keep it together.
Vision for 20 in the morning, thinking of my little sister saying morning, struggling with realities, no melodies, holidays are the same, everything's changed. No Bowie, no Prince, and no Michael, no Andre Crouch and the Disciples, no Walter, Edwin or Deborah Coley, no Whitney, no George Michael. Toys R Us gone bankrupt. Damn, they could toss it and went bankrupt. Everything from my childhood's missing, man. Man, I swear it's such a fucked up feeling, man. I'm the man, it's a simple observation. And I'm not sad, but it's not a celebration. I'm just trying to put the pieces back together, man. Everything's falling through my fingers like sand. It seems a tighter that I'm gripping. It seems more that I am slipping. I feel like I lost everything I love. And where's this the legend of God be loved? And churches ain't the same. Gospel music just ain't the same. R&B it just ain't the same. But y'all keep telling me it's the same. But I ain't feeling nothing, damn it. And I don't wanna reach up and grab it. Shots fired into Duncan. Always knew they were up to something. This ain't no future when you're frontin'. And y'all know you still out here fool. I'm not a baby, bro, I'm grown. Don't leave me standing out here alone. That's why I wrote this song. Because I know I'm not alone. What are we out here doing? What are we out here saying? People don't care no more. So forget I don't care no more. This is too much for you to handle. I was always too much to handle. There ain't nothing new about me. You hit for the team. Took a bullet for the dream that we would one day all be free. Free from prejudice, free from sexism, free from bigotry. I die for creativity. I die for freedom to be free. I died and left a legacy. Oh, but baby, I'm still live through technology. After the sun, comes the rain. And after the storm, the sun will start shining. Like tears of pain, and tears of pain, and tears of pain, and a dash of struggle. Just be patient. Your destiny will manifest. Yes, Bubzz in the city.
What is going on? What is going on? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hope everybody is doing well on this Thursday evening. I'm doing the best that I can, damn it. Because this shit is getting a little out of hand, girl. Okay, let me go ahead and put this up real quick. Hold on, where's it at? Fair use. Okay, because we about to really dig off in it some more. He moves out of the way. Sorry, y'all. What's going on? What's going on, y'all? It's your dude, BubzDaGawd here, who desperately needs a retwist. Desperately. But I hope that you all are doing well. Listen, we are about to get off more into what's about to come, y'all. I think y'all need to educate yourselves and prepare yourselves for the onslaught. Again, I want to be wrong. But how many times have we wanted to be wrong and found out it was the other way around? So, before we get into tonight's live, we go ahead and do what I do best. I have it pulled up this time, so. Boom. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. All the videos, songs, images, and graphics used in this live belong to their respective owners, and BubzDaGawd, hell no, girl, I ain't built like some of these niggas. BubzDaGawd has no right over them. Okay? So with that being said, let me go ahead and get started. First of all, this strain is sponsored by Red Velvet Gelato. That's what I'm over here smoking on, okay? Shout out to the dispensaries, okay? I came across Kristi Burke by another YouTuber known as NeoX, and I discovered her from CTV's platform. NeoX is a dope-ass content creator. She also challenges thought. She's kind of more so in battle with more of the Hebrew Israelite Hotep-esque type, Dr. Umar Johnson type ass individuals. So she's been over there, but she recently shared a individual who we're going to utilize her content tonight to just delve deeper into what is to come by the name of Kristi Burke. I subscribed to her about a month or so ago, and I've been watching some of her content, and I ask that you guys please go over there and subscribe to her. Make sure that you give her stuff a like. She, like myself, was an individual who was part of organized religion. I guess since it's ex-gay, it's ex-religion. It's the X versus the X. So we were ex-Christian or ex-organized religion, shall I say. and we've all had our own little traumatic stories with the church, and we have come through to give, again, our context, our nuance, okay? Not just ours, but also historically learn about the origin of what we worship. Shout out to Uncle Jeff. Uncle Jeff said something that was very profound. He said, if you're believing in something and you don't question it, that shows how much control you really have, and that shows that you don't have no control. Okay, so I encourage people to challenge things. When you are dealing with an institution that does not want you to challenge it so that you can study to show yourself approved, then that's the problem. It's like how this quote went. Philosophy is about questions that might never be answered. Religion is more so answers that should never be questioned. So we have to do our part. And I think, again, if you are a queer person in this country, it is best for you to become knowledgeable of the book yourself, because that book is going to be used against you. It's definitely going to be used against you. The question is, what are you going to do when it's used against you? There are 660 something sins in the Bible. If people telling you you're going to hell for being gay, tell them, okay, that's fine, but I'll see you there, and walk away, because they're in the book too. Hashtag, you're in the book too. What's going on, Queen Stevie? Hi, Bubs. Bubs so fast. Thank you. Thank you. I feel like I look busted. I need to get my shit retwisted and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to become more visual. And also, for individuals who come into this live and don't like the direction of it, because again, I do go on tangents, because again, there's so much information, and the way my mind works, I just retain a lot of information I want to share with you all, but I realize not everybody's going to rock with me on that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to do this, is that after my lives, I'm going to go through my lives and get like anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, no more than 15 minutes from the lives that I have, and upload them as videos separately on my channel, so that if you don't have the bandwidth to sit in the entire live, if you get lost easily, no shade, you'll be able to find some sort of something in the lives when I break them down into smaller parts. I just like getting into shit. No shade. I just like educating myself and doing what I can to be the best version of BubzDaGawd that I can be. But I also realize that not everybody thinks like me, and I have to adapt, which, girl, be so irritating sometimes, because that's for like what I'll always be doing. They be like, girl, can some of y'all just rise? I'm always lowering myself down. Can y'all rise up to the occasion? But anyway, we're going to get into the live for tonight again. All links for Kristi's channel is in the, or the videos that will be on this live are in the description box below. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get into her series that she has on her channel exploring Christian nationalism. We're going to start off with the video of her explaining what her intention and purpose is. And then after that, the next video we will see will be the video of her explaining the origins, where it started, how it came to be. And I wonder how many Christians know that. But anyway, let's get into the video, shall we?
Is Christian nationalism? This term gets thrown around a lot these days, and I think many people tend to dismiss it as a political buzzword or a conspiracy. But the truth is, Christian nationalism has very deep roots, a long history, and a loud and present influence over our current culture and politics in the United States today. Recently, I put out a poll on my channel, and I asked my viewers to let me know what they thought about Christian nationalism. Out of 6,000 votes, 84% said that Christian nationalism is a present and significant danger. According to Pew Research, in 2016, 32% of Americans that were polled believed that it was important to be Christian in order to be considered truly American. Now that number came down a bit since then. In 2020, 21% of Americans said that it is important to be Christian to be considered truly American. But that's still nearly a quarter of Americans who believe that Christianity is directly tied to our national identity. Now,
And again, I'm going to pause sometime. I'm going to try not to pause as much, but y'all know how I am. Y'all got to accept parts of me too. Shit. It's so funny that, again, it's a small group. She said almost a little over a quarter or close to a quarter, between that range. Small group of people that want to have their rights. Just like how queer people want to have their rights. Just like how women want to have their rights. Black people want to have their rights. Everybody wants to have rights, and I'm okay with everybody having rights as long as they're not harming themselves or other people. The problem and the issue that happens in reference to this Christian nationalism is that it wants to have supremacy, which means I am greater, I am better than anything else, and they use the Bible as a barometer to be able to judge. Okay? To create these standards which they're able to judge. And again, if we look at the Bible literally like how a lot of Christians want us to do, y'all will realize that y'all don't even meet the bar. But let's continue.
If you split this up and you look at Democrats versus Republicans, you'll see that 48%, so nearly half of Republicans, said that it is important to be Christian, to be American, and 25% of Democrats said that it was important to be Christian, to be considered truly American. So in politics, one side has a much stronger leaning toward this religiosity as our national identity than the other side. But there's still a lot of people that believe that. And I want to kind of get into that and talk about it. Because like I expressed in my last couple of videos, I think that there is a huge divide in the American people. We're having a difficult time having conversations. And I truly believe that if we want to start to close this gap and come together and move forward in a more productive way, we have to be willing to understand one another. We have to be able to express what we mean when we say things, and also be willing to listen to other people when they're expressing what they mean when they say things. Like when I get on my channel and I talk about the threat of Christian nationalism, I should be able to explain what it is I mean when I say that. And so that's what I'm attempting to do in this video and in future videos.
Now, Kristi, I am so grateful and I'm so thankful that you are attempting to do that. But as an individual who has been low-key advocating for a while now, you said that both parties have to be willing to hear each other. We have literally reviewed lives and broken down lives of people trying to attempt to do that. But every time that happens, it's always one particular group of people, and usually they are the ones that are over-prepared. They're the ones that actually put in the work to study to show themselves approved. They're the ones that are subjecting themselves to a bunch of oppression, a bunch of condemnation, a bunch of ignorant-ass judgments, who still in the midst of all that say, you know what, I feel like we can do better. Let's try to continue these conversations. Again, the reason why there's so much context and nuance to this is because there is one party and one group who is so fear-based that they will continue to rely on a book that they don't even fully understand, that they don't even read cover to cover, and if they did, they would realize that they are in the book as well, who says, I don't give a fuck about what you have to say. I don't give a fuck about your lived experiences. I don't give a fuck about how you feel. I don't give a fuck about whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Even when it's gay men who have husbands, who believe in monogamy, who believe in having a covenant relationship between them two, and actually fulfilling and even walking down the same fucking path that Christianity asks for people to do, and that not be enough simply because they're gay. And Kristi gonna break it down as far as it, again, when I talk about intersections, people think that I'm lying. But she brings up the word intersection about how white Christian nationalism, and she's going to even call it out and say white Christian nationalism, affects black people. Basically, I'm going to bring it all out. If you are not white and Christian and a man or a woman, you are not part of the plan. This shit is so deep. It's like being in a fucking movie. I watch movies now and think about reality and be like, girl, the line is so blurred at this damn point, bitch. But it's always that one group, girl. And that group has power now. You're going to listen and hear, girl, because it's part one. I just listened to the other part. I got to finish it, really, to be honest, about part 3 that she uploaded. About how these people will sit up here and say, you know, well, if we can just change the hearts of people through Jesus and things will work out. But y'all still racist as fuck and queerphobic as fuck and all this other type of shit as fuck. But then when black people like Martin Luther King wanted to be able to have protections by the government, since the hearts of the people are so fucking wicked, that now you got people being mad and saying, oh, well, I feel like black people shouldn't go to the government to be able to have protections from all the shit that's happening to them. Then gonna turn right around, right ratchet around, bitch. And in 2024, girl, win the election and have power. The same power that they said the government shouldn't have with them. But now they're in this mindset to where we have to change the heart of the government. But y'all do it in a way that's really anti-Christ, because Christ is love. That's why it's so hard for people to show love and give love. We'll go to church and fall on our face every goddamn Sunday and be snotting and running all that stuff because God forgave us when we kept fucking up. But you can't give that grace and mercy to your brethren. What's up, boss man? Glad to have you in the building, sir. I hope you gonna get your information, because we gonna break some of this stuff down. It ain't just my words. I'm gonna break it down and give commentary, so it's, you know, copyright and shit. You gotta transform it in some way. But we gonna get off into it tonight, so I'm glad that you're here. Please make sure you like, leave your thoughts as well, because I'm gonna tell y'all, boss man, shout out to him, because again, he's an objective person. I rock and fuck with objective people. The only way you're going to be objective is you have to start with yourself first, bitch. If you ain't honest with yourself first, you're not going to be honest outside of you. So again, shout out to another black man who walking in his truth, bitch. Nails and all, finger waves and all that. And got more shit than the niggas out here who's pretending to be men. Okay? Anyway, let me shut up. Because, girl, y'all know how I get down. And my ass just smoked too, baby. That promise that I made about me not pausing as much, y'all gonna have to probably catch me when I break this shit down and put it up on my video, because I just had an epiphany and I don't need to go to Tiffany's. When I do my lives going forward, it's gonna be for the people that really care. No shade. In this season that we're in going forward, I played that clip up with Harriet Tubman from Underground. Nobody gets to sit down at this point. You're going to have to find a way to figure it out. If it's not interesting, you're going to have to find a way to make it interesting. Bitch, play some lo-fi music in the background. Listen to this while you fucking playing the game. Find something you like to do and listen to it in the background. Because going forward in 2025, I love everybody, but I did my part. I shared as much information as I possibly can. Now we're about to be moved into the action phase, to where I'm not going to really have much to say. Y'all as queer people, y'all going to have to start making your own YouTube channels as well and start sharing the information. Because I'll be doing a lot to where I'll be overwhelmed. Well, I'm trying to figure my own shit out, because I also have to live whatever the fuck these next 4 years about to be. But this is an opportunity for change. So y'all gonna have to find a way to make it work. All I can do is give you information and give you tools and resources. You then have to go forward and do your part. And no shade, I'm gonna become a little bit more assertive and I guess be more in my quote unquote masculine energy going forward. Because any motherfucker that play in my goddamn face, bitch, I hope your ass is ready. Because I will show motherfuckers what mental illness looks like. And it will not be in the way that you've been told, bitch. Just like how the revolution not gonna be televised, bitch. The way a nigga show up in that present moment in self-defense, you ain't gonna know about either. Let's continue.
Want to explain what Christian nationalism is, where it came from, how it manifests itself in our culture and our politics today, and what we can do about it. Over the last few weeks, I have been pouring through books and articles and archived news clippings and videos, really trying to understand how we got here. What is this? And I did so hoping to kind of alleviate some of my own fears, because I've been talking about the threat of Christian nationalism for a really long time, but I didn't really feel like I had the history or the language to express what it is I was talking about. And so I've been working to do that. And I hoped that by doing that, I could kind of calm some of these fears I've been having and realize that a lot of things I've been told or believed maybe are distorted or have been blown out. But the truth is, I've found a lot more connections than I even realized existed. And I want to talk about it. I want to share that today. As some of you know, I have ADHD, and I've been working really hard to kind of turn my symptoms into strengths. And one of my symptoms is hyperfixation. I have a tendency to get very obsessively involved in whatever my interest is at that time and just burn out my brain with it. So I'm trying really hard to find a balance and not do that. But I can also use that to my advantage.
That balance is the weed. Again, shout out to Red Velvet Gelato, baby. Because, baby, weed has helped the nigga out, bitch. No shade. I don't give a fuck. You can say, oh, you self-medicating, oh, you have a crutch or whatever, bitch, you have a whoop. I don't give a damn, bitch, because at the end of the day, I know that it worked for me. Mother Marijuana woke my ass up before all this shit happened, bitch. I was already woke before woke was woke, bitch. No shade. This helps with my hyperfixation because I do feel I have some sort of ADHD. When I was a child, I was hyper as fuck. I was hyper as hell. It was me being bullied that really sat my ass down. But I'm kind of grateful that I sat my ass down, because it's always the quiet motherfuckers, girl, that are the most dangerous. I rather use my words than my fists and my elbows and my knees and my footses.
And I can use it to learn more and to come here and talk about it. The thing about Christian nationalism is that it's always been here from the beginning, every step of the way. From the founding fathers and the westward expansion to the Cold War, desegregation, Roe v. Wade, the civil rights movement, the moral majority, the satanic panic, and all the way to the most recent and upcoming Trump administration, Christian nationalism has always been there. It's been kind of evolving with society and taking on various forms so that it does not die out, but only grows stronger. And I think throughout history, we've seen it kind of rise and then fall and then rise and then fall. It just goes along with culture. It's a really interesting pattern to see. But when it falls, it doesn't go away. It just kind of lays low for a little while until it's ready to come back into the picture. And a new wave, a new generation is ready to pick it up and push it out there. And a lot of times without actually realizing what they're doing and why they're doing it. So I've put together a series of videos on everything that I've learned, everything that I've found. And I want this to be not a lecture, but a way to spark conversation, to talk about the history of Christian nationalism and how it's been manifesting itself this entire time. I think that this will give us a good place to stay grounded and rooted and understand what it is we're dealing with so that we can move forward in a way that counters any possible oppression or destruction that can come from this ideology. I will be referring to a lot of my notes here, so you might see me reading from the computer because I don't want this to be perfectly polished. I just want to get the information out there. And I am far from the first person to do this. If you Google Christian nationalism, you will find tons of books and resources and videos and articles on this very subject, saying the same things that I'm presenting here in this series. But because I have a platform, I'm hoping I can use my voice to keep putting this information out there in a way that is palatable, in a way that people want to watch it and don't feel as though anybody on either side is being attacked. I do not want hostility and aggression. I don't want conspiracy and sensationalism. I want to be real and authentic and look at the truth. And sometimes the truth is really hard to find. And sometimes it's impossible to find. And I want to make it clear that I am going to be reading from Wikipedia. I'm going to be reading from summarized ChatGPT logs. And when I do so, I want you to know that I have cross-checked all of my sources. I did not just go to Wikipedia and let it tell me. I cross-checked the sources. I looked into it. I read the articles. I read the studies. I read the old archived news clippings. And I have really worked to make sure that I present this in a way that does not further the divide and does not perpetuate the spread of misinformation. But with that being said, I am one person and I've been doing this all by myself. And so I can't promise that I'm always going to get it right or I'm always going to say things the right way. People make mistakes. So if at any time I present something as a fact that hasn't been validated as a fact, then please leave a comment, correct me, let me know, and I am more than willing to be wrong and correct myself in the future. Because trust me, I want to be wrong. I desperately want to be wrong. I don't want to be right that Christian nationalism is an ever-present growing threat in my country and in my culture. I would love for that not to be the case. But from what I've read, from what I've learned, I think it is the case. So
now, before you go forward, and again, I still have hope in my heart that things will change, because despite even my interactions on YouTube, which has been given the smoke more so, is because, again, there are people who really don't want to have the conversation. They don't want to be honest. They don't want to be truthful. So I hope for her during this journey that she can remain loyal to that, but I think that she might have to adapt to the situation. Like, I have hopes that things will be different, but I also got to accept the reality of it. And also the reality that because of what's about to come, I'm probably most likely going to have a target on my back. And I've been telling y'all this before this whole Trump shit happened. I've been saying that when you are a speaker of truth, sometimes it costs you your life. Look at the story of Christ. And in my notes here, she said something about how this cycle is just like very interesting. And yeah, it's very interesting because the reason, in my opinion, and the purpose for there being a cycle is because there's much money and much profit to be made from chaos and confusion. Like, for example, how they were saying Trump and all these other people are going to do amazing things for people's health and the world, and we're about to do all this other type of stuff. But yet, when it came down to the whole the politics of it all, the political season of it all, instead of spending money to let people know what they're going to do, they literally created lies about how now if you go to jail, bitch, not only are you going to get raped, but you also going to get your shit cut the fuck off and you're not going to be trans. And that, guess what? They just like how it's a classroom, the pipeline, a school to pipeline, bitch, is going to be school to pipeline, bitch, in reference to not only are you going to be a nigga and be fucked up in this system, but you also about to be transized as well. And people don't even really do the work to figure things out, or if new information comes through, they're willing to say, you know what, okay, let me delve deeper into that for myself, and if it happens to be true, then I have to change the way that I think because now I'm accepting new information. Again, the whole biblical analogy of pouring old wine into a new wineskin. There can't be no old wine going into a new one, bitch. It can't, basically saying you can't have no same old thoughts in your new mind, bitch. You're gonna have to change your thoughts first, then renew your mind so that it can accommodate new information. And we all have to get to a point to where we find out the truth and deal with it. Just like how America told their truth about how they don't want queer people's existence to be here, and I have to accept the truth that there's a target on my back. I have to accept the truth that the next 4 years might be difficult for me, especially with me being a advocate. But I do feel like now this is the opportunity in the place for real, true, genuine change to happen. Because if we can all focus our attention on the individuals who are playing all of us, then maybe Jesus would come back for real. And whatever expression of Jesus in other faith beliefs manifest as well. Maybe love will be able to happen. Maybe that new heaven and that new earth will happen. Because people will make a choice for that to happen as opposed to being forced to do that. Just like how Christian nationalism is about to do. Either you do what we say or perish.
This video, I just want to introduce this series, let you know what I'm going to be doing, and kind of set the tone for the rest of the videos. And I want to define Christian nationalism so we have a good starting point to reference. So what is Christian nationalism? Well, according to Wikipedia, Christian nationalism is a form of religious nationalism that focuses on promoting the Christian views of its followers in order to achieve prominence or dominance in political and social life. Now, Christian nationalism is not unique to the United States. It can be found all over the world, but today and throughout this series, we're going to be focusing just on American Christian nationalism. And so American Christian nationalism is the belief that the United States is a fundamentally Christian nation and that its laws, culture, and identity should reflect and enforce Christian values. Christian nationalists believe that the founding fathers instituted this country on Christian ideologies and principles. At its core, Christian nationalism seeks to integrate Christianity into every aspect of public life. This vision aligns closely with dominionism, which is a group of Christian political ideologies that seek to institute a nation governed by Christians and based on their understandings of biblical law. Which
I just had to pause on that part, girl, based on their version of it. Okay.
What do we think happens when a government decides that the best way to run a nation of people is to use their interpretations of an ancient text that has been mistranslated, misinterpreted, and changed for thousands of years? What happens when they decide to use that and their interpretation of that to decide our laws and how we should live as American citizens? How many tens of thousands of denominations exist worldwide? There's 3 religions that have branched from this single book, and they all disagree with one another. And they're all calling each other wrong, and they're all interpreting it in their own way. And so I don't see how we could ever successfully run a government based on interpretation of biblical texts.
And again, shout out to Boss Man, because Boss Man said, well, if that's the case, who gonna lead it? We have all these denominations who have their own interpretation, girl. But the gays, girl, y'all just want to go ahead and just go to the gay church, girl, and just tell the gays how they just going to hell, bitch. The fuck? Who gonna lead? And for you niggas out there, Kristi, if you watching this, please block your ears. This is for black people only. I'm sorry. Girl, we don't need you in here right now. This is us. For you niggas who are some raccoon ass motherfucking Steve Harvey Turbo 3000s in your mouth ass niggas. Girl, that be sitting here. Okay? Shucking and jiving as if though you's gonna be the one that's chosen. You's gonna be the one that's gonna be exempt. You's gonna be the one that's gonna be spurred, baby. You not gonna lead. Your black ass ain't gonna lead, bitch. I don't care how many motherfuckers you got that you done taught how to do martial arts and all this type of shit. Until you motherfucking martial arts, gun-toting ass, trap ass, gang shoot 'em up, demon time ass niggas, go do your own version of the insurrection and survive. Your ass is in the number 2, baby. You just at the back of the line. That's the motherfucking issue. But anyway, let's continue. I just had to say that part. Excuse me.
That's just messy. And any government that is attempting to do that we should have our eyes on them and we should be holding them accountable. Like I said, Christian nationalism comes from this dominion theology, which is, it actually derives its whole theology from Genesis 1:28 in the King James Version. And it says, "And God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, replenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish, the sea, over the fowl of the air, and every little thing that moves upon the earth." I think it's really interesting that there are Americans today, white Americans, that believe their American version of Christianity gives them the authority to have dominion over the entire earth. And more about Christian nationalism on Wikipedia. It says,
I just want to sing this. They over there believing they own this shit. I am a real American. Fight for the rights of every man. I am a real American. Fight for what's right. Fight for your life. Fight for your life, bitch. That's what they telling you, bitch. Now, what she say about Christian nationalism, girl, since they have control over everything, bitch. You got motherfuckers on platforms with faggots and shit talking about how they gonna be able, they need to repent and I have the oil and I made the right decision and I know God and I have the anointing on my life and I can spot a demon, I can spot a devil, but y'all ain't got no power to motherfucking liberate the motherfucking soul from the goddamn demon, bitch. We taking shit literal. Y'all gotta prove the literal too, baby. They don't know. Yeah. Exercise the gay demons without using violence. Use your power that you say you connected to. Because at this point, y'all telling motherfucking queer people that either y'all have to assimilate or, bitch, the best thing that you can do, bitch, if you're gonna be gay, is just, girl, denounce your sexuality and just be celibate for the rest of your damn life. And for the gays that don't want to do that, we gonna fuck y'all up. Like, girl, like, this shit about to get so fucking crazy. Y'all don't even understand. And again, like she said, I want to be wrong, girl, but the Christians have gotten into the government, and not the Christians of love and that are really Christ-like. These are the individuals, girl, who use Christ as a mascot, girl, as the piece of man outside to bring people into the church, girl, so they can profit off of it, girl. Got big ass great cathedrals in your damn neighborhoods. Meanwhile, there's death and destruction happening around your church all the time. Where is the love at? Maybe if the love was there, maybe if the judgment wasn't there, maybe it was the all I'm gonna do is love, because that's one of the two greatest commandments that Christ asked for us to do, and let God do the rest. Y'all can't do that, baby. Because some of y'all don't even believe it for yourselves.
it prioritizes ethno-cultural, ethno-religious, and ethno-nationalist framing around fear of the other, those being immigrants, racial, and sexual minorities. It has been linked to prejudice toward minority groups. And there have been studies that have associated Christian nationalism with xenophobia, homophobia, misogyny, political tolerance of racists, opposition to interracial unions, support for gun rights, pronatalism, and restricting the civil rights of those who fail to conform to traditional ideas of whiteness, citizenship, and Protestantism. Protestantism. I have a hard time saying that word, Protestantism. Right now, we have proud, outspoken Christian nationalists in our government. Marjorie Taylor Greene, a U.S. representative from Georgia, said in a statement in July of 2022,
we need to be the party of nationalism, and I'm a Christian and I say it proudly. We should be Christian nationalists.
Lauren Boebert, a U.S. representative from Colorado, in June of 2022, said,
the church is supposed to direct the government. The government is not supposed to direct the church. That is not how our founding fathers intended it. And I'm tired of this separation of church and state junk that's not in the Constitution. It was in a stinking letter, and it means nothing like what they say it does.
We have people in our government who hold these ideologies proudly and promote them and vote for them. And I think if we have a select few that are willing to admit it openly, then we probably have a lot more that are being a lot more quiet about it and aren't willing to admit it openly. And so I want to explore all of that, and I want to kind of make those connections so that we can recognize Christian nationalism even when it's quiet. Now, if you are not a regular viewer of mine and you're just kind of stumbling on here like a lot of people do, you might be wondering why I care. And I care because I was raised in a Christian nationalist home by Christian nationalist parents in a Christian nationalist church. And although I never even heard that term until I became an adult, that's exactly what we were. I went to vacation Bible school every summer, and I pledged my allegiance to the Bible, to the Christian flag, and to the American flag, back to back. I was raised by a family that believed that we needed to put prayer back in schools, that we needed to put Bibles in schools, we needed to teach Christian curriculum to students in public schools, that if all of our leaders and all of our laws were based on Christian principles, that we would be a nation that was well and healthy and on its way to success. My family believed that it was Satan that had worked its way into our government and our culture and our schools to remove Jesus, and that if we just put him back in, everything would be fine. Because I've been in it, I know it. And I know the hypocrisy in it. And I know that those who are out there saying, we need to love Jesus and we need to love people and we need to show everyone how we're all created equal under God and that Jesus loves us all equally. I know that the people that say those things, they also in private say very racist things, homophobic things, xenophobic things. So much of what they claim are problems in our society that can be fixed with Christianity and Christian laws and policies runs all throughout these circles of people who are preaching it. The very people who say we need to live by this book and these policies in order to have a happy, healthy family and life are getting divorced and experiencing spousal abuse and being really unkind to their children, these people of family values. And so I see how even when you follow it, you believe it, you adhere to it, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have a nice, happy, moral, successful life. And I'm not saying that my one experience is the experience of all, or, and I don't want to project what I experienced onto the world, but I think that my experience is important. And I think that it supports what I have been believing this entire time. I mean, how many...
And to go forward with that, people should share their experiences, because just like earlier she said about how she thought that cycle of this rise and fall was very interesting. It's very unique in its own way. They don't want us to break past or go over or under or through the roadblocks and meet in the gray area to have conversations, because once everybody starts sharing their experiences and everybody's experiences starts to sound, it seems similar in some way, you got to explore that. I mean, hell, these these ex-gays out here are doing the same thing, but see, Christianity is using their pain and their confusion as opposed to having conversations with queer people who've conquered what it is that they're struggling with, that the church has yet been able to help them with. Ask Donnie McClurkin. He's probably the oldest ex-gay in the gospel industry, girl, and he said that he has accepted that he will never have the family that God said that he would have by way of organized religion, when he could have had the family that God really wants for him. It was just he would have to love himself. But in this context, as far as the abuse and the hypocrisy that we have seen in the church, how many pastors have been caught in scandals and their church still gives them grace because they've been indoctrinated to say, guess what? This pastor is the individual who holds the keys to your salvation. And if you do your research, they started with niggas first. Remember the slave Bible girl? This, to the black people, shout out to y'all. We about to get our comeuppance. This is like episode of Demon Slayer, bitch. We at the fucking climax, girl. We done gave it everything we got, and it still seemed like some shit ain't finna happen, girl. Guess what? The ancestors finna come through, bitch, because we've been asking for them. I told y'all, if y'all really want to know about how this country was built, y'all need to start doing your education and research on blackness. Because we were the first. the homosexuals and the women's and all that shit, all you bitches is our sons, bitch, and daughters. We the one that did this shit first. What really was the Native Americans, really shout out to them, but for the nigga part, the black people part, for the black people, I'm talking to the black people a little bit. Come on now. Just interesting, girl. See, I said it before and I'll say it again. Everybody about to know what it feels like to be a faggot. Everybody gonna know what it feels like to be a dyke. Everybody about to know what it feels like to be a trainee. Everybody about to know what it feels like to be a nigga. Everybody about to know what it feels like to be a bitch. Y'all ready? Is y'all ready or is y'all ready?
Many pastors are arrested every year for harming children. How often do we see scandals within the Republican Party from people who claim to be Christians? So I've lived this reality. I know it. I understand how it's worked its way into our culture, and I recognize the same arguments, the same points that were made, the same ideologies that I was taught growing up. I see them coming out of the mouths of Americans who aren't even Christian, who aren't Christian nationalists, but have adopted these Christian nationalist ideologies and just continue to repeat them, not realizing where they came from. This series is not about attacking anyone's faith or beliefs. It's about understanding how deeply intertwined religion.
Not attacking, bitch, but we're gonna be challenging. Since y'all want to challenge, bitch, we gonna be in this whole challenging. Because again, I care about humanity. And again, I'm grateful that Kristi is doing this. Again, I hope that she'll be able to bring something to the situation that will be able to help, you know, shed more light on what's really about to happen. But also, I want her to also realize that now that you are being public about this, it's going to get messy, even for you. It's one thing to demonize these people that they're going to demonize going forward these next 4 years. But even if you try to help the people that are oppressed, you're going to have to deal with the backlash too. And again, just like you said, I touch and agree with you, Kristi, about you saying, I hope that we are wrong about this. But when we look at the history and we follow the path, and especially since black people have known and felt and been discriminated for the longest here in this country, excluding the Native Americans, those are the grandmothers. They the goats. But again, because we have studied this cycle and this system, and we've seen this, and we've experienced this, even with being black, being the oppressed groups of people, we already know where it's about to go. We already know it's so fucked up for us as black people that we low-key just expect it. And I see that there are some people who are literally just giving up hope and saying it'll never happen, which is why they are joining the other side, not knowing that it's going to affect them, their family members, their friends, all type of people. Say, what's up, boy, crazy? And exactly, nobody's off limits.
Christianity and politics have become in America, and the impact that it has on all of us. These efforts have not been an attempt to instill a genuine spiritual experience in the hearts and minds of Americans, but to hold and to continue to hold racial, political, financial power. I think where a lot of the confusion lies is when we say that Christian nationalism is taking over, people look around and they go, well, there's not as many Christians as there used to be. The rates are kind of declining. People are leaving the church. I don't really think that it's dominating. It's actually declining. But people don't realize that when we say Christian nationalism, we're not talking about Christianity. We're not talking about Christianity in America. We're talking about a political ideology that is rooted in dominance, power, money, control, not on deepening people's spiritual experiences. I believe that Christian nationalism should be offensive to all Americans, especially to Christians. and even to some of the Christians that hold these Christian nationalist ideologies that don't realize it. Because Christian nationalism has co-opted personal spiritual beliefs and true, genuine religion and has used it in a way that gains political and cultural control, often in ways that completely distort the teachings of Jesus. And I know that there are genuine Christians out there that believe what they believe because it gives them hope, it gives them peace and comfort. It drives them in a way that makes them feel like they have purpose and meaning. And I respect that and I appreciate it. And perhaps on this channel, I haven't always expressed that, but I'm going to work to do that moving forward. And although I don't agree with Christianity, I don't believe in the Bible, I don't believe in the Christian God, I can respect and appreciate that there are people who do, and they hold it dear, and it's very important to them. And they do it because they feel as though it makes them a better person, or it guides their life in a way that
I'm glad you're doing it so that I don't have to. Just like how y'all should be glad I'm gay so that y'all don't have to be.
Gives them
Allegedly.
Hope and happiness and joy.
Allegedly.
And I think that those people would be incredibly offended, or should be incredibly offended, by what Christian nationalism has been doing and what it attempts to do right now. Yep. And if we could help people recognize the danger and what's happening, I think that a lot more of us would come together and fight this. We're just so split and we're all fighting and we're not getting anywhere. And I think a lot of people are afraid of the future. What's going to happen if we can't get together and get on the same page and really work for a better America for all of us? What's going to happen? And is it the result of the growing threat of Christian nationalism? Because I believe that it is, and I'm going to make that case. But you keep an open mind. Fact check me. Look these things up for yourself. Do your own research. Find out for yourself if what I'm presenting is true or not. And then at the end of it, you can decide what you believe. Because this is not about me telling you what to believe. This is not about me trying to get you on my political side. In fact, I would be happy if Republicans stayed Republicans, but they dropped all of the nonsense. They dropped the Christian nationalist ideologies, because you still got something there. And I think it's important that no side takes power. I want balance. I want us to work together, because we need that. We need that back and forth to keep us in check, to get out of our echo chambers and to understand one another and to find ways to grow in the middle. Because I really believe that if we took all of our values, all of our political opinions from the left and the right, and we boiled it all down, I think our values would actually look similar, if not the same. I think most of us believe in personal freedom, liberty, the right to pursue happiness, wellness of ourselves and others, a happy, healthy society, a good economy. I mean, I think if you boil it all down, we all want that, right? We just have differences in opinion about how to get there and about how to achieve that. And that is directly muddied with the political noise from both sides. The propaganda and the fear and the misinformation and the disinformation, both sides give it to us. We need to be able to sort through the noise so that we can know the truth and hold our representatives accountable when they're not honoring and respecting all of our values. Everyone. So I hope you will join me.
That's it. I ain't mean to cut you off, Kristi. You're doing an amazing job. Ooh, you're doing a good job. But that is the truth. That's kind of why I speak the way that I speak, because when you do that, when you try to work through all the noise, when you go into the other spaces that are already hostile, that are already scared of you, that are already side-eyeing you. I was fucking up the words, Andrew. Okay, I guess Andrew Caldwell want a little something. Let's give a little Shia real quick. Go ahead, Andrew.
Shia. Oh, Mashanya. Oh, I feel a Shakani up in here. Mashanya.
Okay, I just wanted to give him a little bit. But we go into these spaces to try to have conversations and find that gray area, because again, like she stated, we all have similarities here if we just learn how to work through our own bullshit. But then these conversations get hijacked. And when I mean hijacked by the ego to where now it becomes debates. Baby, y'all sitting here talking about the motherfucking Antichrist. Bitch, the Antichrist is about to have fun these next 4 years. Because the one thing that they're devoid of that is an element of Christ is love. But again, like I stated earlier, why give y'all the remedy and give y'all the answer to solve y'all problems? For real. When we can just control the narrative for y'all and have y'all fight each other until the end of time and make money off of it. So that our children and those who think like us can continue to make all types of money. And we get to control your life, girl. We got motherfuckers that are in positions of power, girl. When I found out that Herschel Walker was the motherfucking person who was gonna lead the rockets and shit, I said, oh, girl. Got this big Green Mile looking ass man, girl, is going, what? And also, like she stated, and I'm gonna issue this challenge. If you are a real Christian, and I'm talking about somebody who serves organized religion in the book only, but those that are true members of the body of Christ who actually work outside of the book. Because again, if Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore, that means that same loving, miraculous experiences can happen in anybody's life that is willing to receive love, because Christ was all about love. But he was about love in such a way to where people wanted to unalive him, girl. How is that why? Because according to the narrative, girl, he was able to bring forth miracles that these other fake ass motherfuckers can't do. Christian nationalism is just the faith version of the pharmaceutical companies that says, why heal y'all when I can treat your condition and low-key make you sicker and give you more shit, which means more money for me. Yeah, those motherfuckers don't want Jesus. Christ consciousness, shall I say, because Jesus was just the man part. It was the energy, the Christ in him that was important. They don't want his ass to come back. And low-key, the motherfucker never left. It's just that those people, if love came back, their game would be over. And baby, these next 4 years, y'all mark my words, it's gonna be some crazy ass shit. And the real Christian's gonna have to really walk that shit out. You're gonna have to be able to walk out the virtues of love and transmute it from the Bible into someone's life. Because again, when you have queer people that know who the hell they are, when you have queer people that go into these spaces to have these conversations and walking in their truth and working their truth out so much that y'all don't even know, just for y'all to sit up here and to project what y'all think is the case on queer people without having any sort of fact to bring it up, nor have the intuition or the discernment to call shit out that's actually factual, that actually pierces the heart so that it softens the heart. Y'all fail at that every time. So again, we're going to see who the real Christians and the fake Christians are. And I'm a little bit nervous because it seems like there are more fake ass Christians than real ones. Just like how the analogy is used as far as the pathway to heaven. It's a narrow one, but the pathway to hell is a big back, wide, broad ass, fupa having ass type of shit, space, orbit, equator, whatever you want to call it, girl, just its own motherfucking lane. How it's so big, it's because it's just more profitable and easier to be a fake, hateful, ignorant ass motherfucker, as opposed to putting in the work and becoming a whole balanced, complete individual who, yes, is going to make mistakes, but are not defined by their mistakes. If anything, they transmute their mistakes. They transmute the mess into a message that actually helps people in a loving way. And baby, if you don't have self-love, you are going to be all over the motherfucking place. It may not exempt you from having situations happen to you, because again, because I am a novice activist when it comes to queerness, in these next 4 years, who knows the way these motherfuckers trying to do shit, girl. My name could be on the list, bitch, and a motherfucking truck come show up for me, bitch. But even if that was to happen, girl, you gonna have to deal with my ancestors, bitch. Because baby, if we going to hell, bitch, I'm gonna go to hell with you. Oh, no shade, girl. He down here too? Yeah, sure is. But I'm going to walk in my truth because it's who I am. It is the experience and the life that, and the cards that God, source, universe, consciousness has dealt me. You may not see my cards favorable, but you don't know how I think, bitch, which is why it's my life and not yours. So again, I appreciate that Kristi coming through and she's giving the Martin Luther King version. And I'm glad I went through the Martin Luther King version with my damn shit, but now I'm about to be on this Malcolm X motherfucking Magneto tip too. You gotta be balanced. You gotta be both-handed. You gotta be both-footed, bitch. You gotta be both-sided when you are doing this. Meaning you have to find balance. You have to find balance. And again, Kristi, I appreciate you doing what you're doing to help bring that balance. But there are going to be some people who are going to be so offended by what you're saying because they lack in their own faith that they may try to harm you. And if they try to, just know you have people here that are willing to stand in the gap and get in the mud with some of these motherfuckers, bitch. Because some of us ain't going back to the closet. Some of us ain't going back to the plantation, bitch. I put Harriet Tubman low-key in the bottom part of the damn thing for a reason. Girl, let's continue.
You will continue with me. You will keep an open mind. And I hope that you are civil in the comments and kind, because we need that right now. So please do me a favor and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That will help me get my message out to more people.
Don't just take my word for it.
If you enjoy this video, you want to add a comment, that would be really helpful too. Sharing it is really helpful, and ringing the bell for notifications.
I do believe that her channel will be good for you to break your shit down. Cause see, I be coming to the motherfucking LGBT conundrums. I have it already set, and again, I'm gonna watch it from your platform. Cause I'm a smart nigga. I'm a eunuch. But like I said, I can't wait until the religious conundrum come through, because I want to see all the people who use the Bible against the homosexuals and the lesbians and the damn trannies and against all of us. I want to know how y'all gonna feel when y'all in the hot seat. Because I told y'all we going to hell together, but y'all didn't believe me. Now the universe has worked in such a way to where now we about to have a possibility of having real ass conversations, because no shade, if I'm going to be all the way real, there are people who frequent certain platforms that bring information. Again, shout out to Uncle Jeff. I don't know if Uncle Jeff fuck with the fags and he ain't got to fuck with the fags, but I think he also is a person that would fuck with somebody as far as their personality, bitch. Because oh, hell, I'm a masculine gay. I'm just saying, I love feminine gay men, but I'm just a masculine one. That's just my experience, you know what I'm saying? But the only person that is consistently teaching over there, not regurgitating and just shit like that, not having to have niggas come through and back them up on bullshit, don't bring no facts, don't bring no stats, just bring all type of words and shit. But to actually be like, okay, I challenge that. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. What about this? What about this? And again, Boss Man does that. Nails and all. No shade. Like I said, when it come down to black men that's walking in their truth, I will always give them props. And I would say no homo, but these niggas so secure, they probably like, bub, it ain't like that pimping. Good, because it ain't like that pimping. I'm just saying. We're about to move on to the next video.
When I post future videos, you'll be the first to know. A lot of people ask me, how can I help you? Those are ways you can help me. By making sure you're subscribed, you're interacting, you're sharing, and you're ringing the bell. Also, I do have a membership available here on YouTube. It doesn't give you much, and it's $5 a month, but it's a way to support me financially every month if you'd like to, and you can opt out anytime. There, you'll get priority reply to comments, though comments have been really glitchy on YouTube, and there have been multiple times when I've commented back to someone and then that comment just disappears. So please just be patient with me on that one. I don't know how to fix it. You also get early access to all my videos, so I will post them the day before to my members only, and then it becomes public the very next day. So again, you're not getting a lot of benefits, but I also don't believe in putting any of my content.
And let me say that real quick, no shade. I paid my dues. I've paid my dues, bitch. I was having a conversation with a few people this week because, again, this seasonal depression low-key is just preparing me for what's to come to help me get rid of all the other shit so I can get what I need in this situation. But I was sitting here saying, girl, over my whole YouTube fucking career, fuck me just doing commentary about politics and queerphobia and shit like that. I have done things to help other people's platforms grow and become better. I have been the one that, no shade, has shined in such a way to where people know who the fuck I is. But even when I was doing that, girl, because I was so humble and, you know, humble beginnings and all that type of stuff, bitch, I low-key let these motherfuckers take advantage of me. Because I was being too nice. And again, it's about balance. Just like how being too hateful is bad for your health, being too nice is bad for your health. Because you also have to know your damn worth. It could have been a bunch of motherfucking money I could have made, but I'm just trying to be the nice person and stuff. But that's okay, because when shit pop off, the way my karmic bank account is stored up, bitch. When you do good by people, you may not understand in the moment, bitch. You just try to do the love thing, girl. But you also grow and become better so you don't do the same shit over and over again. You gotta grow and evolve eventually. But once you start putting good into the world, the universe keeps record of that. God keeps record of that. Source keeps record of that. So that when bad times happen, and I ain't talking about just some simple ass bad time, I'm talking about when catastrophic shit is happening in your life, to where you feel completely depleted. That's when I feel the universe would be like, okay, get this motherfucker some. Because even though I know bullshit finna happen in these next 4 years, I'm not gonna be no person, oh my God, I'm scared, I just don't know what I'm gonna do. No, I'm still gonna live and be the best version that I can motherfucking be. But because we live in in a system that teaches people and indoctrinates them to be insecure and lowly, they become jealous of other people. Which is why everybody want to talk about Lil Nas X and everybody want to talk about Billy Poor and everybody want to talk about these other motherfuckers who are living the life that you niggas want to live, girl. Okay, let me stop. Live your life still, is what I'm saying. Bitch, hold on. Live your life. Live your life. Live it. God, source, universe, consciousness has allowed your ass to be here for a fucking reason. Fuck these niggas, fuck these hoes. Live your life. If you know you're not hurting yourself or hurting other people, I don't give a damn what you think. But don't put your hands on me. Don't try to destroy my reality. Because you feel like you don't want to explain shit to your kids, black people. But black people, y'all might explain to your kids about how to survive the motherfucking encounter. Ain't none of you niggas putting your lives on the line to motherfucking change shit for your children and the other black children. Which I want to resort all and save all that energy for the homosexuals and the women And the gag is a lot of y'all like to beat them. And what we're actually going to see when motherfuckers get exposed, fuck them too. What's up, Queen Spice?
Behind a paywall. I will not do that. I just won't do it. I don't want to create content that you can only access if you pay. I want this to be an open resource, and I want everyone to be able to access it. The membership is just if you want to further financially support me. If you don't want to do it every month, then you can always just leave a super thanks on any video. That's up to you. I don't like to ask for donations. I don't like asking for monetary support. This has always been about getting my message across, getting my voice out there. And so don't feel obligated. The best way you can support me is to subscribe, to interact, and to ring the bell. So thank you so much for being here. And in the next video, we're going to talk about the founding fathers. We're going to talk a little bit about the westward expansion. We'll touch on that and try to get to the bottom of this question of, did the founding fathers intend to institute a Christian nation? Because that's a really important question we need to answer if we're going to move forward, you know, because the whole idea of Christian nationalism is that we were set up as a Christian nation, that was the intention and the goal. And if that's true, then Christian nationalists might have some justification for their beliefs. But if it's not true, then that completely crumbles their entire ideology from the beginning.
And now we get to see what y'all gonna do. Which side of Jesus is y'all gonna portray? Y'all gonna portray the real side that gave to the poor and told rich motherfuckers to give to the poor? That actually healed the sick and not had them dependent on him? That stood in the gap for whores, harlots, all types of motherfuckers, girl. Even if you read the Bible, girl, him healing, allegedly, a man's male lover or servant? Or are y'all gonna walk in this false pseudo cowboy? Jesus would play football and be all American, drink beer and turn water into beer, to Budweiser and shit. And he will also stone the whores, chop off the gay people's fucking heads and put blood upon their bodies and their head and burn shit up and conquer and destroy and conquer and destroy. We gonna see. And I also want you to know that not only are we gonna see, God gonna see too. The ones that its ways is not our ways and its thoughts is not our thoughts. We gonna see how that respond, baby. And it ain't just gonna be the God that you think it is, baby. It's gonna be the real God and the other gods, because it said, let us make man in our image. Not my image, but our image. Who is our? And baby, I'm ready for Oshun, Ogun, Oloku, Yemiya, girl, motherfucker. And I'm ready for all of the ancestors, all of the damn deities, bitch, all of the shit, girl. I'm ready to see what they gonna say too. Because again, America has been built on a bloody ass land, bitch. The fertilizer to grow this motherfucking country, bitch, has been off blood, sweat, and tears and decomposing bodies, bitch. Of black people, of queer people, of people who are really trying to be about humanity, because again, it's fucking up with their game, their profit. These are the same people who want you to follow the Bible, girl, but they don't even follow it. They don't. Because when they get exposed, oh, it's great, you know, we all... Don't trip, Jesus ain't through with me. Hey, we all fall down. And Donnie McClurkin said that if you fall down, you can get back up. But you want the grace and the mercy, and you want the understanding, and you want the God to shine his light on you. But you can't give that to other people. Okay, baby, we gonna see.
And I think it's a really important place to start. So that's what we're gonna do. So hello, welcome back to my series, a deep dive on Christian nationalism. In our last episode, we defined Christian nationalism and kind of set the tone for this series. So if you haven't seen that video, I recommend watching that before you watch this one, or you can just Google the definition of Christian nationalism and find out for yourself. Today, we're gonna be diving into the earliest foundations of Christian nationalism, or the belief of Christian nationalism, which is that the founding fathers intended to create a nation based on Christian principles and ideologies.
Those who deny that America is a Christian nation have either failed history or have sat in classes where God and the Bible have been redacted and censored from history books that have been rewritten by godless and liberal academia with a political agenda.
Is it true that the Founding Fathers intended for us to be a Christian nation? Or is it a lie made up by those that wish for it to be a Christian nation? You might even already have an answer to this question or an opinion on it. I think that my answer might surprise you because, spoiler alert, I think it's a mix of two answers. I think it's yes and no. But I'm going to share the information that I've learned.
Interesting.
And you can decide for yourself at the end of it. The United States was founded on principles of liberty, self-governance, and the belief that all men are entitled to certain unalienable rights. Sort of. Sort of. The Founding Fathers kind of operated within a framework of cognitive dissonance, where they had this very ambitious idea of self-governance and life and liberty, but it wasn't for all people. And when they say all men, they really did just mean white land-owning men.
Well, my black ass didn't say that she did with her white skin. So if you have somebody else who can look this shit up and pay attention to this shit, and not only just do that, but also grow up in this shit, of course, when we do our research, we understand that has been the fucking case. And as black people, we know this again with the slave Bible. All of the scriptures that were there to empower people, to give people strength, were removed. And again, the Bible has been revised so many times, girl. Somebody used the New King James Version. I'm like, bitch, what happened to the old one? And again, to Boss Man's point earlier, there are over 22,000 denominations. Y'all got 22,000 denominations, but y'all over here tripping about there being more than two genders. Girl, what y'all gonna do when the aliens show up? Huh? And I ain't talking about the illegal ones from planet Earth. This shit is crazy to me. Bossman also said, I'll refer to the Council of Gods or Sky People if you let canonical Lord text explain it. But there were two creation stories in Genesis, and there were two sets of gods explained between Genesis 1 and 2. Exactly. They got lost books of the Bible. They have the Book of Enoch. There's so much information out there, but this country has indoctrinated people to believe in a certain type of way. And even if you were to think outside the box, that the devil was out there to get you, not even realizing that, girl, you in the motherfucking box with the devil. This some Valak motherfucking The Conjuring ass shit. Let's continue, y'all.
Because women, slaves, indigenous populations, these were all excluded from their proclamation that we all deserve to be happy and free. And in the same letter that they refer to all men as being made equal, they also referred to Native Americans as savages. And I want it to be known that I'm not going to be making any moral judgments on the Founding Fathers. They are products of their time, but it's important that we understand that they are products of their time, and that it's a good thing we have progressed so
Just like how
much
the Bible was a
that
product
we
of its
no
time.
longer only see a certain group of people as having these inherent rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So let's start with the Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men, all white land-owning men, are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of people to alter or abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. we've got rights, we want to be happy and free, and that if any time our government that we have instituted does not allow for the protection of these rights, that it is the right of the people to overthrow it and to institute a new government that does protect these rights. Next up, we have the Constitution, which is the cornerstone of American governance. But did you know that the Constitution is godless?
Godless thought.
A godless culture.
By godless and liberal academia.
I know when we say that word godless, it's very emotionally charged. I have been called a godless heathen, a godless atheist so many times, and it is a way to kind of point fingers to attack. But the truth is, the Constitution itself is completely godless. It does not have a mention of God or Jesus or Christianity in it whatsoever. And in fact, the First Amendment explicitly forbids Congress from adopting any laws that establish a religion. And it doesn't stop there, because the Constitution's Article 6, Clause 3 goes even further by ensuring no religious test shall ever be required as a qualification to any office or public trust under the United States. So,
Girl, what? Girl, y'all too busy talking about the gays want to revise marriage and there's all this shit. But girl, y'all don't even honor the things that you said your forefathers honored, even though they was fucked up with their shit. At least the broken clock was right in this instance about all men being created equal. But again, we know what that means. We putting it out there that all men created equal, but they're not really created equal. Just like how everybody want to be a nigga, but don't want to be a nigga. Yeah.
I think that means that from its inception, the U.S. government was designed to remain very neutral on matters of religion and not to establish it or to intertwine it with the politics. And if the founding fathers did not explicitly intend to draw from Christian principles and to institute a Christian government, where did they get their ideas from? The Age of Enlightenment, which was also known as the Age of Reason, was an intellectual and political movement within the 17th and 18th century in Europe. According to Wikipedia, the Enlightenment featured a range of social ideas centered on the value of knowledge learned by way of rationalism and empiricism, and political ideas such as natural law, liberty, progress, toleration, and fraternity, as well as constitutional government and the formal separation of church and state. Well, doesn't that sound familiar? And while the Enlightenment wasn't inherently godless, it relied more heavily on human reason and intellect. Ron Chernow, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, who is a Pulitzer-winning prize biographer, he wrote a book called Washington, A Life, about Washington. And he said in it, some of Washington's religious style probably reflected an Enlightenment discomfort with religious dogma. George and Martha Washington attended an Episcopalian church, and the presiding bishop over that church, William White, once wrote a letter, and in it he stated, "I do not believe that any degree of recollection will bring to mind any fact which would prove General Washington to have been a believer in the Christian revelation." Now, for the sake of transparency, when I was doing my research, I really wanted to see the original letter and get my eyes on it. I originally got this information from page 28 of The Founding Myth, Why Christian Nationalism is Un-American by Andrew Seidel. I Googled the quote, but I only found other websites that were reporting the same information. So I went back to the Founding Myth, and his reference notes took me to the memoir of the life of the Right Reverend William White. And there it was, right there in the book. But I still can't put my eyes on the letter, which is really frustrating. So I think it's an important lesson in source checking, understanding that sometimes we do just have to take the word of a biographer or a reporter. And I think healthy doses of skepticism are necessary to get to the truth. And it just really serves as a reminder that sometimes finding the truth takes a lot of time and effort. It's also been claimed that on his deathbed, Washington did not even ask for a priest or any religious rituals, that he actually refused any kind of religion at his bedside. And and another thing I forgot to add is that he also used to refuse communion. So he never took communion in church either, which I think is really interesting. Now, Next, we have James Madison, who is often called the father of the Constitution. In 1811, he vetoed a bill that proposed granting land to Baptist churches in North Carolina for charitable purposes. He argued that it violated the principle of separation of church and state. And in his veto message, he expressed concern that even seemingly benevolent entanglements between government and religion could erode the secular foundation of the Constitution. If he did this, if he provided this land to these churches, that it could lead to favoritism or undermine religious freedom. Now, James Madison also wrote a letter that opposed a Virginia bill that would have taxed citizens to support Christian teachers. And in it, he said, "Religion, or the duty which we owe to our Creator and the manner of discharging it, can be directed only by reason and conviction, not by force or violence." And in that same letter, he asked, what influence, in fact, have ecclesiastical establishments had on civil society? In some instances, they have been seen to erect a spiritual tyranny on the ruins of civil authority. In many instances, they have been seen upholding the thrones of political tyranny. In no instance have they been seen the guardians of the liberties of the people. What about the Jefferson Bible? Did you know that Thomas Jefferson created his own Bible? He cut and paste sections of the New Testament. It says he removed all references to miracles, the supernatural, and even the divinity of Jesus, focusing solely on Jesus' moral teachings. And then in a letter in 1802, he wrote to Danbury Baptist Association. He said, "Leaving with you that religion is a matter which lies solely between man and his God, that he owes an account to none other for his faith or his worship. The legitimate powers of government reach actions only and not opinions. I contemplate with sovereign reverence that act of the whole American people, which declared that their legislator should make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, thus building a wall of separation between church and state."
And I'm tired of this separation of church and state junk that's not in the Constitution. It was in a stinking letter, and it means nothing like what they say it does.
So here's where things get really...
Girl, what? Girl, I want to rewind that. Come on, white privilege, girl. I love when the Karen be Karen, bitch. Listen here, bitch. Okay? What she
should
saying?
make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, thus building a wall of separation between church and state.
And I'm tired of this separation of church and state junk that's not in the Constitution. It was in a stinking letter, and it means nothing like what they say it does.
So here's where things get really juicy. Benjamin Franklin once wrote a letter, unaddressed but widely assumed to be directed at Thomas Paine. Scholars believe Franklin was responding to one of Paine's writings, which was critical of religion and its role in society. In his letter, he wrote, "You yourself may find it easy to live a virtuous life without the assistance afforded by religion, but think how great a portion of mankind consists of weak and ignorant men and women, and of inexperienced, inconsiderate youth of both sexes, who have need the motives of religion to restrain them from vice, to support their virtue, and retain them in the practice of it till it becomes habitual, which is the great point for its security." Let's just break this down for a minute. Let's really think about what he was expressing here. Benjamin Franklin was asking Thomas Paine, presumably, to burn this book, to never allow anyone to see it. Burn it, to get rid of it, and don't show anyone.
Damn.
And he didn't do it because he had spiritual conviction. He believed that although there was an elite group that he was a part of men who could be moral and ethical without religion, who had the personal conviction and they didn't need a religion to tell them what to do or not to do, that there were so many other weak and ignorant people that needed religion to keep them under moral control. That is mind-blowing to me, honestly. And it's deeply offensive, and I'm not even religious. To think that there was a founding father who only wanted Christianity to persist and exist within society because he didn't trust people to be moral, to restrain themselves. But I am convinced that people today in political power who actively work to perpetuate Christian nationalism within our politics and culture, I believe that those people are holding the same attitude that Benjamin Franklin once held, and they believe they are following in his footsteps, following in the footsteps of a founding father, and moving forward in the true American way, which is to allow the elite, the rich, the wealthy, the powerful to exist however they'd like without religion, because they're capable of coming to moral conclusions. But that those of us who are poor or weak or not educated or young, that we can't possibly come to moral conclusions without a religious book telling us to do it. And I think that that attitude has persisted, and it is the attitude that remains today. And it is why Christian nationalism is being hammered into our culture and our politics by the wealthy elite, who believe that people like me need this, otherwise we can't be moral and ethical. So Christianity from the beginning...
Girl, I just had an epiphany. I feel like I said this before, and I have to pause again, transformative work. In my opinion, based off my research, what I feel like these individuals are doing, girl, that's really Luciferian, that's like really satanic, that's like really narcissistic, is that they are sitting there and they're going to give you the opportunity to get your hopes all the way up that shit gonna change, girl. We doing this, we gonna talk about this, and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, and all this stuff happens. And then once you get to that point, they gonna pull the rug underneath your feet, your foot, sis, and then will have the nerve to come through and do the whitewashed version of your shit. This has been historical. The same people who parents will want their damn children, if they're going to go see this black artist, to have a line and a rope to divide it, be the same motherfuckers, girl, that when the night comes out, girl, when that Luciferian shit finna really happen, bitch. And here it is, they're listening to the music that they're demonizing in private. They want show ass to follow the rules, but girl, behind closed doors, they ain't following a damn thing. If anything, they're breaking them more so than the people that are forced to follow them. This whole thing happening with Biden's son, Hunter, and all this type of shit, girl. That's why in the song in the beginning, both the Republicans and the Democrats, we all being played. They have found a way to play on all of our intelligence. They have controlled the way that we think and what we feel. They are feeding us poisonous food that's fucking us up. And they want us to keep fighting. What's up, Deshaun? What's up? I need you to answer my damn DM about this project, nigga. My Thanksgiving was good. I'm glad I went out. I was off the edible. And I was kind of lit because we was kind of drinking. Again, I'm a lightweight. It don't take much to get me drunk. That's why I don't drink, baby. Because, baby, it'll be BubzDaGawd demon time, bitch. And I'm afraid of what the hell that's going to be. That's why I fuck with weed, girl. I don't fuck with name. You good, Deshaun? I'm just playing with you. I'm just playing with you. I'm just being funny. I'm just being funny. I appreciate you and all that you do. Thank you. But to Boss Man's point, facts, not opinions. Religion is an opinion from the eyes of the government. And these people get to now be in position of power to tell their story of it. We went from Cadillac. Ooh, we went from the soul version. We on the motherfucking 2 and 4. 1 and 2. Girl, we in the move and the groove, girl. Then you have the whitewash version. Got me a Cadillac. Got me a Cadillac car. Oh, look at me, mister. I'm a star, bitch. And getting more money than you, bitch, off your shit. Girl, is y'all ready? I told y'all we all going to hell. People think it's funny. They think it's funny. They think he's being facetious. No, bitch, I'm being literal just like y'all. We're all going. The gag is some of us survived hell. Some of y'all still stuck in some form of hell, bitch. And y'all can't get out. And you try to drag people on into your personal hell. Well, now that we all in this hellish energy, bitch, the universe only gonna respond with whatever we give out, whether we are conscious of it or not, whether we mean it or not. That's why we have to be deliberate in what we think and what we feel. Even with my damn self, I've been over here struggling with my damn emotions and shit because I want shit to change in my own personal life. I'm doing all the work that I know to motherfucking do, and it'd be like, damn, what the fuck going on, bruh? But see, that's the energy happening outside as well. Because I'm not the only one going through some shit. And I don't give a fuck. We can thank God for all the new information and news, and I'm grateful for that. But we still human, bitch, and on some level, girl, we struggling with something. No shade. Ain't nobody on this bitch completely just 100%. I don't give a fuck what they tell you. They trying to tell themselves that. But at least people trying to better themselves in the midst of the chaos. Didn't the scripture read, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, when I walk, when I go through it, when some of the weapons do prosper, how do I transmute that? And you have people being told you can come to church and find the answer. And then people really go to church to find the answer, and they can't even hear God's voice because they're too busy hearing your motherfucking opinions of what you think God said. When you should be asking yourself and judging yourself and looking in the mirror and reading the fuck out yourself before you try to judge other people, especially some of us who healed and went through our shit and became better for it and will defend ourselves to the fullest, or in the words of Andrew Caldwell, the fullest, to walk in my truth. Like, this is real life. This is real life. That's why it also pays to educate yourself. It also says, my people perish by the lack of knowledge. And we also talk about knowledge outside the damn book too. Let's continue further, y'all, because y'all know I can go off in this shit, and we at 1 hour and 45 minutes, and I kind of like this. I'm glad that we're not at the 3 hour mark. I'm trying to really break this shit down. But again, that's why I need y'all help too, because it ain't supposed to be me. That's why I always give Boss Mans his ones when he comes through, because he does that. It inspires me to even do that. To where, okay, I don't mind listening to him, because again, I don't know everything. You can come through with some shit and correct me. I'm okay with being corrected. But I'm corrected when the information is actually factual information and not just an opinion, just like how the Bible is an opinion. Y'all are taking other men's opinions, their own experiences, and calling it motherfucking fat girl. That's a problem for me. But again, if we are going to play the literal game, and the wages of sin is death, which equals hell, again, we will see you at the motherfucking hell pre-show, bitch. We will see you. We will see you there, girl. Hey, how you doing? What's up? Didn't think you was gonna be down here, right? What's going on? I know you crying, you tripping out and everything, but no shade, girl. Some of us survived hell, and if you actually read the scriptures, girl, Christ's ass was able to motherfucking take the door off the hinges of hell, bitch, descended into hell before he ascended. Again, had to bring love to the whole complete spectrum, so that no matter where you are in your life, even if you have been a good guy and became a fucking villain and became evil and became a demon, that there is still love and grace and mercy for your ass, nigga, if you believe that it is. That's where the true, genuine miracles happen. So until then, girl, take this blunt, take this joint, here you go. Now puff, puff, pass, bitch, because we in hell now. So ain't no damn police down here. So if you break the fucking rules of this pass, puff, puff, give ass shit, we will beat your ass. And some of you niggas kneecaps is struggling so bad, and I'm short as hell, I'm 5'2", bitch. I'm gonna hit your ass. In the kneecaps. David and Goliath, bitch. David and Goliath.
Was not seen as a genuine spiritual practice that people could get value from. It was seen as a tool for power, dominance, and control. Now, before we fast forward a bit in the next episode, I want to briefly touch on Manifest Destiny, a chapter in American history that I believe will set the stage for the rest of the series. Since Europeans first arrived in the late 1400s, America's story has been marked by the displacement and killing of Native American tribes, and it was justified under the guise of divine right. This belief evolved into Manifest Destiny, and it was this idea that white Americans were divinely chosen to expand across the continent, and it was framed as this moral mission to bring Christianity to everyone. And it led to devastating policies like the Indian Removal Act and tragedies such as the Trail of Tears. The Trail of Tears is a stark reminder of how Manifest Destiny wasn't just an ideology of expansion, it was one of domination justified by a blend of racial superiority and Christian rhetoric. It reveals how deeply entwined these narratives were in shaping policies that caused immense suffering and injustice.
Girl, Deshaun, girl, Timu was changing your life, bitch. No shade, girl. When your ass was on live, was on a video channel on Instagram, bitch, when we was talking, and you said, bitch, I got the motherfucking dragon shirt with the dragon sweat shirt zipper thing, girl, the motherfucking dragon sweatpants, the dragon shoes, the dragon socks, the dragon underwear, bitch. I got a dragon tattoo for the back of my damn neck, girl, and I got this fake ass card with a picture on me that says my name is Dragon so and so, bitch. You is just dragging the hell out. This nigga said he got what? A portable countertop dishwasher. It works so well, and I also got a defroster for my food. It's called Defroster Box. Come through, Deshaun. I ain't even mad at you. No shade, because my ass love Timu too. No shade. I haven't been using it for a while, but it be so much shit I have on my save list, bitch. Little weed socks and weed apparel and all type of shit. I'm the skunkle, bitch. I'm the nigga that come through and smoke. And I smell like a skunk because I'm smoking that good old skunky weed, girl, but I'm also the uncle. Boss Man says, since he took the keys of hell, wouldn't that mean no one is entering or leaving until it's opened again? Let me just stop. Just a thought. Yeah. The way that I interpret that to be is the fact that if he can take the keys from the master of this world, if you will, if he was able to go into Satan's shit and be like, nigga, I know you was talking shit to me when I was on earth, and I ain't really say nothing, even though I knew I had the power to like really knock you the fuck out. I said, nah, nigga, girl, because I know how the story ends, bitch. I'm a human being. I'm going through the experience to show other people how to tap into the God within them. But girl, I know you're gonna come and tip me and all that type of shit, girl, but when it really goes down, bitch, and I do the most ultimate work of love, bitch, when you get to hell, girl, and you on the elevator down to hell with Saddam Hussein, your damn ex-gay lover, bitch, y'all still fucking on and off again, girl. When you down there and you over here got the damn blood sacrifices and shit, girl, you about to say, girl, we done put this motherfucker, girl, in the ground, bitch. Girl, ain't nobody gonna believe him now. I got all the souls, bitch. When you got down at the bottom of the thing, girl, and you walked inside the grand fucking hall of hell, girl, Juicy was sitting there and said, now, nigga, what was you saying? Make myself big real quick, because this is my interpretation of Christ in hell, girl. What was you saying, nigga? What had happened? What was it? What you say? No, because you was popping big shit, girl, when I was on the cross. You was popping big shit, girl, when I had to walk away from people because they was stressing me the fuck out, and I had to go align myself when I was in the desert, girl. They thought I was doing it for them, girl. I was really doing it for me to help y'all, girl, because I'm like, Lord, I came down here and I can't go back. Damn. And then you gonna come through and mess with me and fuck with me while I'm being a human being, because you know that's the only time that you can tempt me, girl. But you had forgot that when I died, bitch, I was gonna be on hell waiting for you, girl. Like, so what was you saying? What that little black girl saying, that one little meme video, viral video? When I'm not around, you wanna do this. But when I come around, you don't wanna Post up. So now we in the post up mode, and Christ saying, you were saying what, nigga? What happened? I'm in your shit now. Touch me. Come on, touch me. Touch me. Come on, touch me. We down here with the faggots anywhere, girl. So since we down here with the faggots, bitch, touch me. Come on, touch me, Satan. Do it, bitch. Show me that you the master, bitch. And Satan couldn't do a motherfucking thing, bitch. Jesus debowed his shit. Girl, that Satan grandmama gave him that chain, nigga. And Jesus came to and debowed that. It's my chain. But see, he grabbed the keys because he had to grab the keys for himself. Because not only am I going to show you humans how to do this, my love is so sufficient that even for you motherfuckers that didn't even get it right, I still got love and mercy for your ass. Now, whether you want to get out, now if you in hell, whether you want to get out or not, you got to figure that out. I can't help you. I can give you a starting point. You got to figure it out. But if you pay attention to the love, if you allow the light inside of you, which is love, to actually shine so motherfucking bright in the midst of all this darkness that is on some Vanta Black enveloping the light ass shit, that you will still see some sort of glow. Follow that glow. Because if love is unconditional, it means that I also have the opportunity to come back into balance no matter where I am. How organized religion has constructed this to be and indoctrinated us to be is that you live your whole entire life suffering. You live your whole entire life being less than. You live your whole entire life giving all that you have. You spend all this stuff being obedient because obedience is better than sacrifice and all this other type of stuff. And then when you die, you will get your heaven. Meanwhile, there are people who are mega pastors, which we will get into in part 2 of this live sometime in the next few days, where these individuals are mega millionaires, mega pastors, have mega houses, mega mansions, all with your money. But you gotta call their damn secretary to schedule for the pastor to come see your loved one at the hospital, and they're not even sending the pastor, they're sending one of the associate pastors. And you've been giving your money faithfully, and the pastor can't come down and try to talk to your ass and to help you out. Churches now, to where in order for you to be a member of their church, they gotta see your W-2s and see how much money you making, nigga, because we want our 10%. And on top of that, the church is tax exempt, which means they get to keep all their motherfucking money. Girl, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll cut the parts off in my live for the people who can't hang. No shade. This is for the people who can hang.
So you have these white Christians who believe it is their goal and their mission to spread their way of life across the entire continent and to promote white Christian values. And so they just started working their way across the continent and forcing everyone else to fall in line and to kind of acclimate themselves to the white Christian way of living, because they thought it was the best way. They thought everybody else was just not civilized, was in need of this kind of taming. Caused an incredible amount of damage, and it wiped out entire populations of people. It erased so much of our culture and just cut the roots of this continent, of where we came from and who was here before we got here. And Manifest Destiny didn't just shape expansion policies of that time. It actually fueled the romanticization.
Thank you, universe. I'm not the only person, girl. I thought it was me and Andrew. I was a little scared. I'm like, girl, I am so smarter than Andrew, girl. But sometimes we speak the same fucking fluid alien language, girl. We just make up new words and shit, bitch. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and give Andrews his ones real quick so I can take a damn break, girl. Hold on. What you had said, Andrew, first of all, what happened?
That's one thing. And
you wanted it?
Okay.
And you got it.
You what?
You wanted it?
And you what?
And you got it.
Hell no. In no way. Ain't never been a representative for me, so speak for you, my brother.
Honey, I represent all the men here. Anyway. You that vibe would never leave you, nor forsake you.
So that
wow.
vibe, so that
You
this for faggots.
Girls, all that. It's all that. Go ahead.
Romanticization
Sorry.
of cowboy culture.
Not sorry.
Which is where the cowboy became like the symbol of like rugged, tough American masculinity as time went on. And a lot of people kind of prior to the mid-century and into the mid-century looked back at these cowboys as the perfect symbol of their rugged American hero. And this ended up kind of blending with the Christian beliefs to create this very like masculine
What you mean?
cowboy identity. And it's funny because in the Victorian era of Christianity, before it kind of moved over to the United States, Christianity was kind of a lot softer and gentler. It was more artistic and expressive. If you look back at the writings and the hymns of that time, they were very soft and gentle.
Interesting. Because not everybody's just everybody just so soft. Everybody just talking, and now everybody's just right. You know, everybody just soft and gentler, and the men are softer, and all this other type of shit, girl. So interesting that it started out even with the hymns, the creative energy, girl. The best music is when motherfuckers was emotional. Girl, y'all be talking about niggas don't even sing and beg for the pussy no more, girl. Now they destroy it. You know what I'm saying? All the creative energy, again, with the black people during the 60s and 70s, the music that came out, and just the vibe that was there, and we were more being connected to our ancestral roots and stuff. Like Pharaoh, I forgot his name or whatever, but he, a person that played the saxophone, he has a song with, two songs with Phyllis Hyman that I love. The music at the time, motherfuckers was together. I'm black and I'm proud. We rocking afros. Everybody light skin, dark skin, or between. Everybody doing this shit. We all was dancing and shit, making up shit. We all won and stuff, girl. So it was a very softer part. Queer people were able to walk in their damn truth. They were able to be creative in their own stuff. How many of you motherfuckers know Sylvester, bitch? Y'all some queer-phobic ass people, girl. But y'all was, when y'all was standing in the club, bitch, before Sunday, bitch. At least I ain't a fag girl. I'd rather be this than a fag girl. And you dancing at the club, girl. Let motherfucking disco heat come on, bitch. In the disco heat. Good shit, come on, bitch. Oh, you make me feel mighty real, bitch. All that. Y'all was sweating out, y'all sweating cocaine out of y'all damn systems before y'all went to church. Y'all was dancing with somebody else's wife at the club before you went to church. Some of y'all got drunk. It was terrorizing women in the club, talking about, damn, we use them old school ass line. Damn, daddy wants some cootie cat, bitch. Can I drink your bath water. Meanwhile, don't even take a bath themselves. In the club before Sunday. Sorry, let's continue. I just want to talk about the softer side, how imperative that was as well, because there needs to be a balance of the soft and the firm, the masculine and the feminine within all of us, because that brings balance. In order for you to enjoy this human experience, you have to be in tune with your emotions. You're here to also experience all the 5 and the 6th sense, all the senses, but of course in a responsible way. Deshaun's, boy, Craig said many churches now take cash. That's a damn shame, girl. But you can't heal a cold, though, bitch. The fuck? I gotta take, now, I can either give you the last and hope that God do it, and I thought God was going to do it through you since you holy and healed and you walking like Christ. Come heal me, nigga, for this motherfucking $10 that I got left, bitch. Or I can go ahead and really walk out my Christ energy by going ahead and getting me some shit to help me combat whatever flu I got going on. Deshaun says that Genome was lying because it was a lot more violent because they forced the slaves to have their religion, and by force the African slave because they did not worship the Christian book. Remember, they were captured off of those boats in triangular. You're a slave trade now, girl. Come through autocorrect. We used to worship the Orishas. Yeah. And again, if you do your research, our ancestors, because again, they understood that God, source, universe, consciousness is in all things, they were able to find certain saints in the Bible, certain patrons in the Bible that kind of share the same semblance, girl. Semblance is the same thing, girl. The same energy, the same frequency as their African ancestors. And I'm not farting. This is his old ass chair. That's called evolution. Because now, let me tell you something. If you're really trying to fuck up your enemy, you need to know what your enemy knows. That's why I appreciate black people that do their research and do context, nuance, and break shit all the way down. Because there was a point in time where our ancestors was murdered for that. And the way that some of you niggas yield to a 30, 60-second clip and shit and get the complete context, you are literally spitting in the faces of your ancestors who died for you to do more than just that. Y'all would rather read menus and order everything off the menu except thank you, come again, as opposed to, Lord. I feel like them niggas on Dynasty Warriors when they be doing the Japanese voiceovers. Girl, this weed so good. Boy Crazy said, and got the nerve to say there is a minimum that is needed in order to use your debit. Now I'm going to church, girl, and I gotta have ATM fees, CashApp fee.
But as the culture kind of evolved within America, the soft, gentle idea of a man, of a Christian man, was just not appealing. And instead, Americans really loved this picture of rough and rugged masculinity. And because they were Christians, they had to figure out a way to kind of justify that, to blend those two together. But the truth is, this rugged masculine idol was the main contributor to an extreme amount of violence and colonialism. I'm not seeing genuine love and peace and hope and a relationship with Jesus in any of this. If we look at from the founding fathers, who weren't really Christians themselves, some of them were, some of them weren't, utilizing Christianity as a tool for power and dominance, not for encouraging genuine spiritual practice, you would think that maybe things just faded out after that. But then you have the westward expansion where, you have these groups of people that believe it is their mission to spread the Christian message and to force everyone else on the continent to adhere to their way of life, to get in line, be a Christian, be a white Christian. Our way is the best way. And you must fall in line or we will wipe you out. That was the message and that was the goal. And they did it.
Listen to what she just said. That was the message. That was the goal. And girl, they did it. And they're trying to do it again. And if we don't work together, they will be successful again. Again, I have to make this black and queer because that's my experience, and also the information and intersectionality is there. Not just with those experiences, but with a lot of experiences in America. Again, black liberation was on the rise. Queer liberation was on the rise. Women's liberation was on the rise. People were walking in truth. that people could objectively, factually see. To the best of their abilities. Now, everybody ain't perfect, but damn it, when you walk into your truth like that, girl, you gotta do something. There gotta be some sort of truth, realness. And when the 80s came through with Ronald Reagan and Reaganomics and all the war on drugs, the war on crime, which again, Project 2025, even though they say Trump ass distanced himself from it, girl, there are people who have drafted, been part of that think tank that are now being a part of his cabinet, girl. They're trying to do the 2.0 version again. And if you do your research, whenever the people who were oppressed decided to rise up, girl, they had the weapons, they had all this stuff, girl. They have the resources, they have everything from this world. These motherfuckers who don't even have real spirits and real souls and shit, who are really Luciferian, who are really demonic, the fags could never. Those individuals have a history of doing this. But what I'm trying to get us to understand, that if you operate in love, you have a superpower that not even the deepest, darkest hate can contend with, bitch. Because love is the kryptonite for hate. And even if they take out the messenger, bitch, the message will ring even further and greater than whatever it is that you have on this planet that you can use against human beings. And the shit I be researching, y'all, and the stuff I be looking at, baby, with these damn robots and shit, girl, this ain't no damn movie shit. They literally have robots who are literally saying, bitch, if we wanted to fuck up humanity, we can. You trying to use robots and trying to use all this other stuff to control people's lives, to be able to force people to not have jobs anymore, or to have these low ass jobs, or to be on some dark, insidious ass child sex trafficking, motherfucking Epstein Island ass bullshit, in order to motherfucking live and live comfortably in this damn country. But the gag is, again, karma is going to eventually get you. That's why it's good to walk in your truth, because in order for you to walk in your truth, you got to face some very hard shit. And I'm sorry, I was a nigga that faced hard shit, and I'm even facing hard shit now on my own. I had the opportunity to have a dope ass teacher in my life, girl, who not only was just teaching me about this, but was actively walking this out in his own motherfucking life. And I got to see firsthand what healing looks like. But the gag was, at that moment, I didn't know that I had that same energy in me, because just like how he was healing from his own egoic shit, I was too. I think I found my persona for BubzDaGawd, bitch. When I start doing this shit, girl, this when I'm in it. Then I'll come out, bitch. But girl, that's why I show up the way that I show up. Because a wise mystic once said, and it's true, ain't nobody coming to save you, bitch. Ain't nobody coming to save you but you. You gotta save you, and that's scary when you've been in this system that has taught you to be invested in other things except your motherfucking self. And then they indoctrinated you so much and so bad, us so much and so bad, that we start to judge other people who go against the grain and tell them that they're evil and they're demonic. But meanwhile, y'all are all looking and walking and acting the goddamn same. And then have the nerve to want to try to deny people from actually manifesting something that you've been indoctrinated to believe that they can't do. But even though this shit about to become dangerous, like I said, let me come out of my shit. Like I said, it's not just gonna be the oppressed groups of people. Karma is about to come through for everybody. Which is why it's best to work out your own shit while you can right now, because this is going to be the test to see what your motherfucking ass gonna do. Just like how 2020 was a test to see where people stood at. And even though there was a lot of death and destruction and all type of chaos and shit happening in during that time, but at the same time, there were people who were saying it's so sad that chaos had to happen in order for me to live. And once people get a taste of freedom, you want them to go back to some bullshit? I thought the purpose was to upgrade, not downgrade. Okay, I thought that was the purpose. But now this is going to be the ultimate test. And again, God, according to y'all narrative, because again, I'm on y'all level when I'm speaking. I'm going to speak to y'all in y'all language. God, Jesus, the 12 disciples, Peter, motherfucking murderous, still cutting off niggas' ears off and shit. Motherfucking nigga who was walking on water, girl, if I'm not mistaken, girl. It's been a minute. And he failed, girl, because of the lack of his faith and believing in himself, girl, was connected to him. Everybody about to see what the hell humans gonna do. And if we don't get our shit together, like I was saying earlier with them damn robots, girl, they know how to fake shit, girl. Y'all talking about the Terminator, fake ass movie, girl. Fact be a lot stranger than fiction, bitch. Fact is stranger than fiction. Yo, this shit finna get deep, bitch. Boss man said exactly what they got away from the crown for. I wonder where they learned it from. Money is definitely the root of all evil, and it continues to unfold. Now it continues to unfold. But at the same time, it's not, this how I view it. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. It's not that money is the root of all evil. It is the love of money that is the root of all evil. It's the love of it to where you become so desperate for it that you don't mind throwing people away. Even your mama, daddy, cousin, uncle, all them motherfuckers that helped you, girl. How many niggas have put niggas on, girl? And them same niggas they put on killed them and stole from them when they were trying to help them get shit together. How many times niggas have been done from the inside and shit? From niggas they trusted. But see, no shade, because this is the world we live in. And when it says in God we trust, it's not talking about the God of the universe, the God of creation, the God of love. It is about the God of money. That's why it's printed on the motherfucking dollar bill, bitch. And that it don't matter if you a sinner or a saint, bitch. If you got the coin, if you got the green, bitch, I will find a way to work with your ass. Because in this society, money affords you something that should not be a fucking luxury, but an actual part of life, which is freedom. That you will serve for the majority of your life, and then when you get older, then we can talk about you possibly retiring. Then we can talk about all this stuff. But on this, but on the back side, the back end, back end, girl, we can sit up here and create food that is poisonous to where now the, age that people live to has gone down. To where when your ass retired, bitch, you might not even be able to retire. This, I be sitting here like, girl, no shade. The reason why all this shit is happening is because we low-key allowing it to happen. We scared. And I get it. I know what it's like to be scared. I know what it's like to want to live and motherfuckers play in your face, but bitch, you gonna have to find some motherfucking tell me energy in you, bitch. I'm gonna suggest some animes, girl, and y'all might think it's some corny ass shit, girl, but it be truth in them bitches, bitch. Y'all need to start watching some Dragon Ball Z shit, girl. Goku ass been fucked up 50 million 11 times, girl. Seems like all hope was lost, bitch. And this nigga always found the way to make it work, girl. All things are working for my good, right? I suggest y'all watch Demon Slayer, girl. I forgot the name of the lead character because the name is escaping me right now. But girl, he the strongest motherfucker, but yet he's the one that's the most humble. The one that we see go through the most challenges, girl. Be going through all these fucked up situations, bitch, to where it seems like all hope is lost, girl. And then he finds a way, along with his friends, along with those that believe, girl. Because when 2 or 3 are gathered together, there I am in the midst, bitch. All this shit starts happening. Miracles start happening, bitch. And then when the demon dies, he cries for the demon, and the demon is able to actually transmute itself to the light because it gets to expose what made it a fucking demon in the first fucking place. But if y'all want a taste of what the fuck could happen on the darker aspect, because again, God is in all things. There's a scripture, I will pull it up, but I want y'all to pull it up and fact check, where it says something along the lines of, I create good and evil. I, the Lord, I created that. I'm bitch, if I'm in all things, I'm in all motherfucking things, girl. The darkness gets to be transmuted into the light. But if y'all want to deal with the darker aspect that can help transmute motherfuckers into the light, girl, there's an anime by the name of Devilman Crybaby. It is a very trippy anime. It is very out there. It is very bloody. It is very gory. It is very dark. There are demons in it. It has the concept of heaven and hell and shit. And the way they played on humans, bitch, it got to the point to where it was like, you don't even know where the demon could be. It could be your neighbor. It could be your sister. And now people are on the guard for these demons. And if these demons manifest, because they did manifest, they had symptoms. And when they would manifest, or the illusion that something manifested, girl, they would murder these people, girl. And it's so dark, but it's so powerful. Because again, love is also in hell. And when Boss Man was talking about the keys earlier, Christ took his keys, but we also got our own keys. It's just that we gonna have to find our way out of here. That's the gag. It's like on some damn Mr. B shit. You can get $100, you can get $1 million, but you gotta go through this shit. Now what you gonna do? Because now it's you. You gotta put in the work. You gotta believe. You gotta be willing to deal. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. Come on. I told y'all. I'll upload this.
But a lot of people might think that's where it ended. You know, maybe, yes, we have a lot of violence and colonialism and some really icky stuff in the history of Christianity in America. But, you know, that's just kind of how things are. Perhaps we've progressed beyond that. But in the next episode, I'm going to showcase how this attitude of white Christian way of life being the best way has persisted all throughout history and has never died down. It's just changed shape. In the mid-century, you had figures like Billy Graham and the moral majority kind of rising up, this religious right that finally gained a voice and a way to get that voice out to millions of people. And we're going to examine in the next episode how desegregation was actually the spark that ignited the mobilization of the right-wing Christian evangelical movement. The rhetoric that was born in this time, this mid-century, of the rise of the evangelical right, I believe that rhetoric has persisted today, and that people are still kind of parroting the same things that were brought up at that time under the guise of conservative politics, just traditional values. And I believe that this rhetoric and these strategies have left a lasting stain on our country. We're going to talk about Billy Graham. We're going to talk about Jerry Falwell, the moral majority, the Heritage Foundation, which still persists today. And
Donald Trump. Let's read it, bitch. Thank you, universe. I know nothing. I know nothing. Okay, I know nothing about Project 2025. Okay, I know nothing of it. I have no idea who is behind it. This is the worst impersonation, but bitch, it just hit me. I disagree. I disagree with some of the things. I'm fagifying it. Some of the things they're saying, and some of the things they're saying are absolutely ridiculous and abysmal. Girl, I want to hear Donald Trump say abysmal, bitch. I want him to say abysmal and say it right. Don't stutter like I'd be doing sometimes, bitch. I want to hear it clearly. Because if you're going to write it down, bitch, you need to at least look up on Google how to pronunciate and enunciate it. That's what I do. Anything they do, I wish them luck. But I have nothing to do with them. Now, let me rewind it a little bit back, girl. A little bit back. Yes, a little bit back. And let's listen again.
Values.
Real quick.
And I believe that this rhetoric and these strategies have left a lasting stain on our country. We're going to talk about Billy Graham. We're going to talk about Jerry Falwell, the Moral Majority, the Heritage Foundation, which still persists today. And you might have heard it. You might have heard Project 2025 circling around, and there's a lot of debate.
Who is Russell Vought, Project 2025 co-author, and Trump's OMB director pick? After repeatedly disavowing Project 2025 during his campaign, President-elect, see, I be so into context and nuance. I low-key want to put, girl, this is my channel. I already told y'all, y'all gonna have to, if y'all can't hang, girl, I'm gonna do what I can, girl, but y'all need to do something too. It ain't gonna just be me. It ain't just gonna be me. It ain't just gonna be me, bitch. There's no I in team, but there's an M and an E. There's a me. Put that up again. Hold on. Yes, again, because bitch, we gonna do our due deals over here. Russell Vought. So funny his name is Vought. Ain't that motherfucking shit from The Boys? Vought. Girl, where's it at? Girl, I want to see it. Who is Russell? Let's put that in. Who is? I want to read that exact article. Who is Russell Vought? Here we go. 1 second. Trump picks Russell Vought, a key figure behind Project 2025, as OMB director. If confirmed, Vought will be in charge of overseeing the White House budget and putting Trump's policies into action across executive divisions. I tried to find that one, but I didn't damn see it. I typed in, who is Russell Vought? Trying to find a thing. But this is the top story, girl. This is what? November 23rd. We got anything more recent from MSNBC? News. I'm going to news. There we go. 1 week ago. There we go. See, I just had to look it up, and I'm brought back to the same fucking thing. So you got to fact check sometimes just to be sure. I did it live right here. Shout out Boss Man. President-elect Donald Trump, who repeatedly disavowed Project 2025 during his campaign, has announced he will nominate one of the plan's co-authors, nominate Russell Vought, to his cabinet. Trump said Friday that he has picked Vought to lead the Office of Management and Budget, a role that would put Vought in charge of overseeing the White House budget and enact Trump's policies across the executive branch. In a statement announcing his choice, Trump called Vought, quote, an aggressive cost cutter and deregulator who will help us implement our America First agenda across all agencies, end quote. Quote, Russ knows exactly how to dismantle the deep state and end weaponized government, and he will help us return self-governance to the people, end quote, Trump added. Vought was formerly vice president of the Heritage Foundation's sister organization, Heritage Action for America. Okay. He was also previously OMB director in Trump's first term. He was and please fact check me. He was also previously OMB director in Trump's first term. Vought is one of the architects of Project 2025. That fucked up my damn acting voice, bitch. A policy blueprint the Conservative Heritage Foundation put together for Trump's second term. Vought wrote a chapter in Project 2025 in which he argued that the president must rein in a sprawling federal bureaucracy, and laid out in part how the OMB could help consolidate Trump's executive power. On the campaign trail, Trump sought to distance himself from Project 2025, claiming he knew nothing about it and had no idea who was behind it. But he has since nominated several key figures behind Project 2025 to his administration, Vaught among them. Vaught has publicly advocated for greater presidential control over government agencies. We have to solve the woke and weaponized bureaucracy and have the president take control of the executive branch, he said in an interview with Tucker Carlson posted on X this week. There may be different strategies with each one of them about how you dismantle them, but as an administration, the whole notion of an independent agency should be thrown out. His upcoming nominations as OMB director was hailed by the Heritage Foundation. The group's president, Kevin Roberts, praised Vaught as the perfect pick to take the reins at OMB in President Trump's second term in a statement on Friday. Russ will be a driving force for the transformative change our federal government so desperately needs, Roberts said. His leadership will be a breath of fresh air in the swamp. We're ready to see him take charge again. Vaught must be confirmed by the Senate to take on the role. And I did like this. I know it's only one time, girl, but let me be me. So I wanted to read that article real quick, again adding context and nuance. If only people could add, girl, I want to be shady so bad.
About that, we're going to talk about all of that. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, ring the bell, that way you get notified when I post new videos. I've got several more episodes to get out there because this is a...
Okay, we're going to stop it here. Again, thank you, Kristi Burke. We will continue to also support her channel, because again, if we over here reviewing her stuff, we have to subscribe to her, so make sure you go subscribe to her. She already uploaded part 2, and I low-key was thinking about doing that video, but that video is almost an hour long, and we already at the 2.5 hour mark. You know what I'm saying? So I'm also trying to be considerate, but at the same time, I need y'all to work with me. Okay, so possibly again later on this weekend, I'll try to fit it in to where we can do that live, y'all. No shade. No shade, because she breaking stuff down, and again, it's information, and I want Christian people to look at this. Like, if we have to look at the Bible and what y'all think, okay, that's cool. But I think in order to really be fair, and if we're going to really walk out the elements of Christ here for real, we're going to have to see and listen to the other side too. And then let truth ring. Or like how Boss Man said, it could be my truth, your truth, and let's see what the real truth is. I'm willing to do that. Are you, as far as Christians, really willing to do that? Again, for the ex-gay people, because we've been giving them the smoke, unfortunately, these past few weeks, because they play in our face. You don't get to hit us and tell us how hard we can hit your ass back. Don't hit no motherfucker body. If you ex-gay girl, I want y'all to watch this documentary on Netflix called Pray Away, about the ex-gay movement, how destructive it was to queer people, how there were people that were up there as fucking champions for the Christian faith who were lying the entire time, girl. They played the part, but they couldn't play it for too long, because bitch, eventually the motherfucking truth gonna reign, bitch. What's done in the dark will eventually come to the light. It's better to deal with that shit. But then 15, 20 years later, they had to sit in front of ex-gay survivors. Ex-gay survivors. Y'all like talking about that either. Those who survived the bullshit and the onslaught. And they had to come to terms that because they allowed this institution to manipulate, not help them transmute for something better that actually benefits them, but to manipulate their confusion, their hurt and pain, and say, we know how to solve it. All you have to do is act. Go attack other queer people. Let them know that they're going to hell. Then y'all have the nerve to get up here and speak hell of repentance to these people, even though deep down in the dark recesses of your mind and soul that only God can see, girl, and those that have the spirit of real discernment, bitch, y'all still be questioning for yourselves. So again, if hell is where we're going, if we are preparing ourselves from that, I'm gonna be a G and put y'all up to game on some shit that might be able to help y'all. Because I also pay attention to what y'all say and what y'all do and what y'all go through and what y'all proclaim to be the case. And if that's the case, I want you to know 15, 20 years from now, will we see you on prayer way too? Will we see you 15, 20 years from now saying, I feel horrible and feel bad that I lied about being free from something that I didn't need to be free from. Now, if I had to be free from something from that, maybe it's the fact that I didn't feel good about myself. So I started having reckless sex. And I was just fucking to feel something or fucking to not feel anything. Or I was stealing and I was drinking, I was getting high to escape my problems, escape my issues, not use them to help me confront shit. Not use it to help me cry and get some of these emotions out. Not utilize it in a way that could also be beneficial for me, because weed also is beneficial to people as well. There's a documentary on Netflix about that. There's so much information out there, but they control all of it, or they tell you that you can't go over here because this is all out of order. You go, this is trespassing zone, and your whole motherfucking keys to the truth or the information that you need to tap into the truth is in those areas. And you will never taste freedom if you're afraid to even experience it. And the gag is, they feel like they have the keys from you, but they never do, because the keys are always in you. That's why you have to start with it first. That's why they have to silence queer people and black people that are rising and women that are rising and the oppressed people that are rising in the midst of all their bullshit, because we see who has the power in reference to the spirit and who has the power in reference to this world. Because didn't y'all say that Lucifer, Satan, is the king of this world? That when he fell from grace, he fell into the pit of this planet, which is not his motherfucking domain. And y'all simply can't even offer love to your brother and sister who are there in front of you. But anyway, y'all, I just wanted to come through with that again. Shout out to Kristi. Make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe to her channel. They cooking down there. That shit smell good. My munchies kicking in. I was gonna dash tonight, but girl, I'm just gonna chill for the night. No shade. No shade. Because I think going forward, the best thing that needs to be the main priority is your mental health and your emotional well-being. Because insecure people have now gotten position and power. The individuals who conquered this land before are going to do it again. And they've been doing it. That's because they serve the real Luciferian God. They really serve the real Antichrist. You want to know if somebody has Antichrist energy in them? They don't know what love. They're afraid to have conversations about love. They'll try to find a way to demonize love. Find some way to make something wrong with love. I'm talking about consensual love. That's a part of real love. I'm talking about transformative love as far as having ego deaths and choosing to be better. That type of love, that unconditional love, that agape love. That love that is patient. That love that keeps no records of wrongs and all the other sayings about it. But yet it's so hard to offer that to other people. If they're not willing to do that for you, they don't operate in love. We already know what the elements of love is. If you're going to look at the Bible, it's already put there for you. But because we're not taught to take what is ours and then leave the rest that does not concern us, because not everything in the Bible is going to concern all of us. Sin does, but the miracles of it is different. It is unique. It is supernatural, which means it transcends even the laws of nature. And now America has the opportunity to make one of two choices. Either we can find a way to actually tap into a gray area where everybody can be happy, and if Christ died for everybody, bitch, I think that everybody should be included in the motherfucking conversation, bitch. Especially if we're gonna play this game, bitch. Okay, bitch? And manifest a new heaven and a new earth, or we can allow revelations to happen, which means that when destruction happens, it'll be by our hands. It'll be because of our egos. It'll be because of our insecurities. It'll be about us trying to get to positions of power so that we can harm other people with the power, as opposed to helping to lift them up. We use money to look down on niggas, as opposed to the only time you looking down on a nigga is to help a motherfucker up. We have to, at this point, I'm not even gonna say prepare, bitch. However it is, it's gonna be what it's gonna be, girl. No shade. All I know is that whatever's gonna fucking happen, I'm making a choice to live and survive. Cause damn it, I live the majority of my life living for other people, trying to help other people, bitch. I've more than paid my motherfucking dues, bitch. Even when my ass was getting bullied in motherfucking middle school, bitch, I'm still taking peer mediation programs, bitch. Learning how to motherfucking dilute bullshit. Be a conflict resoluter, girl. Got certificates and all that shit, girl. Also gave me an opportunity to escape being bullied by a bunch of motherfuckers who would sit there and call me faggot, girl, but yet be in my DM trying to see what the fuck going on, bitch. The fuck? And it's always the ugly ones. At least with the fucking fine ass bullies, why can't they motherfucking be gay and come back? It always be them ugly, dusty, fupa, knock-kneed ass motherfuckers, girl, with dark rings around their neck, armpit, booty crack, all type of shit, toes and shit, bitch, all in their face and shit, motherfucking jowl and shit. What's going on? I always had a crush on you when you was in school. Bitch, leave me alone. Got my fucking headphones down, girl. It's time to, universe saying, wrap it up, bitch. Wrap it up. No shade, but I thank y'all for watching. If y'all can, please make sure that you, let me change my music, girl, because I like my shit. My shit. Hold on. Where we at? There we go. That's the BubzDaGawd, I know. Listen, if you can, please make sure you hit the like button for me, please. It will help this channel out tremendously. We are on the road to 1K. Slowly but surely. Again, we're building up on quality right now. That's the most important thing, is quality. Quantity will come. It's about the quality, and I'm even reminding myself of that. I'm going through my own little seasonal depression as well, so I'm pushing myself, and I encourage you to do the same, okay? And one way to help me is to hit the like button, okay? Shout out to you. If you like the vibe over here on BubzDaGawd, you can definitely hit that subscribe button, as well as the notification bell, so that you can stay up to date with all of my content, whether it be live or pretty soon more so balance of edited work as well, okay? What else? If there's anything on this live that I said that you would like to critique or to give your own interpretation of, I give you permission to use this live or any of the content on my channel. I can't sit up here and dish it and can't take it. So again, if there's anything that I said, you can share it on your platform, give your commentary. Or if you just simply like something that I said and you want to share it in certain spaces, I ask that you do that. The only thing that I require is that you at least tag me so I know it's real, okay? And if you feel compelled, you can definitely hit a nigga up in the cash app right there at the bottom of the screen. $ BubzDaGawd. We take anything that jingle and folds. You know what I'm saying? I know the truth is not profitable, girl. At least right now, bitch, because no shade. I'm going to tap into financial freedom in such a heavyweight, girl. by using my gifts and my talents, bitch. I already learning what freedom is in the midst of oppression, bitch. I have many gifts and talents, baby. It's a lot of things that y'all don't know about BubzDaGawd that y'all will know. And I have such faith in me, even though I'm going through scary ass moments and all type of challenging shit, and my ego trying to fuck with me, girl. I still hold fast and have faith that things are going to work out, because there are people around me who went through what I went through in their own unique way, and now they're getting their blessings, and all I'm doing is just waiting for my moment. And when that happened, baby, I'm telling you, baby, the content that you're gonna get from BubzDaGawd, the level of excellence and mastery you're gonna get from BubzDaGawd, that I'm gonna still find ways to make better. It ain't just this, baby. There's so much to me. But no shade, and I said I wasn't gonna say this. I said this in private conversations recently, but no shade. It would be dope, I was gonna be honest with you, to be shown a little bit of love in the Cash App, girl, when it comes down to me putting in the work. Because again, I be sitting here listening to this stuff that is scary. And if I'm gonna do all that and subject myself and then try to recalibrate my motherfucking energy and all this type of stuff, girl, Cash App ain't gonna hurt. A little Cash App ain't gonna hurt. No shade. My headphone died, girl. Hold on one second. I'm putting these trap ratchet ass ones. Hold on. Girl, that's the universe saying, girl, shut up. Here we go. Bitch, I'm just like motherfucking Smokey, bitch. What's name be talking? I'll be quiet. When he leave, I'll be talking again. But anyway, thank y'all so much for rocking with me on this live. I really do appreciate it. Again, shout out to Boss Man in the motherfucking building. He's been consistently coming over here. So again, shout out to you listening. Okay, that's how you learn. You gotta listen. Shout out to Boy Crazy in the motherfucking building. Shout out to King Deshaun always. King Deshaun be showing up, showing out in all different type of ways. Shout out to you. Shout out to Queen Spicy in the motherfucking building. You know we love Queen Spicy. She be correcting me all the time. She be helping me enunciate words and my tongue be hijacked by Andrew Caldwell. You know what I'm saying? So again, we learning too. No shade. Shout out to Queen Stevie in the building. Shout out to King Harold. My bad, I almost missed you, bro. Shout out to King Harold. I hope that this is helping you get through your work shift. Baby, hit the Cash App. I be helping y'all at work. Come on now, I help a nigga out, girl. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing. I mean, if you really want to, but I'm just playing. Unless you gonna do it. Let me stop. But again, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. We will be back with part 2 of Kristi breaking down more of organized religion and the upcoming rise, girl, of Christian nationalism, white Christian nationalism, girl. We gonna get into all the hypocrisy and stuff. No shade for people who walk in truth, girl. Y'all show is afraid to walk in, bitch. No shade. So we gonna definitely get into all of that this time this week. So again, make sure you're subscribed and hit the notification bell so that you will know. Okay. And I really appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. And until next time, everybody, peace.
I can be anything I choose in this round. We are a sound vibration too deep to tell. Just so you know, I'm the best in the motherfucking world.
Is you mad? No.